What? Okay, there we go. What the fuck? What? Yo, finally here, yeah. I'm still tired for some reason. I don't know why. Why the fuck does it do that? The thing's not working. Hello? This. What the fuck? Hello? Dude. What the fuck? Does it work now? Why doesn't it work? This is so fucking weird. What the fuck? What the hell? Everything got minimized. I'm stuffy too. Dude. What the fuck? What? Why is it like this? Wait, why is it like this? Why is it not reacting? Blah, blah. Oh. Because of the threshold thing. This? There we go. Right here? There we go. It just wasn't picking it up for some reason. What the fuck? Okay. That was weird. No, the settings on the fucking PNG thing changed for some reason. I'm just probably just gonna jump right into it, dude. Because, like, fucking... This Toasty shit sucks. Chris is covering it right now. I'm surprised people aren't covering this. This fucking interview. Just... Bro. So where do I even start? I mean, because some people don't know. Toasty Vanilla
And then when
was one of the main people behind the FCK. They did a lot of like pedo shit. They were talking with this person named Teddy That Draws. Teddy That Draws did thumbnail art for the channel and art for their channel, for Toasty's channel. The problem being Toasty was like 15. And no, Teddy, did I say Toasty? I said Teddy. Teddy was 15 and then Toasty was 19. So already kind of fucked. Already kind of fucked. And Toasty talked to all kinds of fucking people. Toasty just did not give a fuck about age. He would talk sexual with fucking anybody. Did a lot of weird fucking crazy sexual shit. I'm pretty sure this video goes over it. I don't know. It's been like a week since I've watched it. I watched the interview a little while. Pretty crazy. I just, dude, it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting how hand wavy and flippant this is. So we're not gonna watch the interview just yet. We're gonna watch Yen's video prior to the interview. So I get like the full context of Toasty, because I think Yen does a decent job at like introducing Toasty. Also did the same with Slimmers. Yep. Yeah, it's basically a continuation of it's FCK. It's FCK shit, and Doodle Tones was involved in that, so would downplay their actions against kids. Yeah, whatever. All right, well, jump right in.
the following topics: child endangerment, sexual harassment, and grooming. Hello, my name is Yen, and today I would like to talk about a much more serious topic than my last video, something that many people in the art commentary community and slideshow commentary community will know all too well due to its extensive coverage by creators such as Akumu and Lakumolaka, and discussed extensively over the last 4 years of the existence of the FCK server, also known as the Fruitcake Club server, and the degeneracy, pedophilic behavior, and child endangerment that happened within this server. But like I said, this situation has been discussed extensively, so what more else can I add to this discussion? Well, I bring the focus of this video onto one user in particular from the FCK server, Toasty Vanilla. Now, I'm well aware that Toasty wasn't the only bad actor within the FCK server, but for the purpose and the focus of this video, I will only like to talk about what Toasty did. Resources on the entire FCK situation will be linked in the description down below. This video will be broken down into a few different parts. First starting with who
Dude,
Toasty
and it's
was.
like they link the Maxim video. It's like these are resources. Like, dude, honestly, the Maxim was like really fucking hard to get through because it's 9 fucking hours. But it is, I mean, it is informative.
Was as a content creator,
Holy
then moving on
fuck.
to their actions within the FCK server, and then the new information that I've discovered. As I'm aware, a lot of the people who are going to be seeing this video already know.
Oh yeah, so timeline. I mean, they'll mention this in a second, but I kind of want to get this out of the way. After the FCK got leaked, hold on, I gotta lower the volume of this shit. After the FCK got leaked, Toasty did a fucking legger, and basically didn't answer for anything. And they were recently discovered snaking their way into the VTubing community. So that's basically what this video is about. It's like covering the basis of the FCK Toasty drama, and the next video is an interview with them. A few days to get through, yeah.
Most of the information regards the FCK server. However, there are some who have not. I will be leaving timestamps down below for those who wish to skip ahead. Now that introductions are out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of everything that I'll be talking about. Toasty Vanilla was a small content creator whose channel is still up, currently sitting at the time of recording at 1.65k subscribers. For a lot of the
Only 1.6k, dude. This person was involved in so many larger fucking creators. Like they were involved with Hopeless Peaches. They were involved with some other fucking art commentary people. A lot of these people's channels have like hundreds of thousands of subs, and it's just
videos have been unlisted since everything about Toasty came to light. But thankfully, I was handed an archive of some of their videos. And
Chris's stream? No, I didn't. I was
Toasty's channel. And to do
napping.
this, I will be analysing one video in particular from Toasty's channel, titled "Toasty Overthrows and Bribes Discord Mod." Keep in mind, I will be editing and cutting into certain parts of this video, and I'll be marking on screen where I've been doing that, as to not seem like I'm cutting stuff out of context. Me showing this is just to give a brief overview of the type of content that Toasty would expose their audience to.
When I came across a channel that piqued my interest. It only had 1.2k subscribers, and you know what? I'll just
wow, another fucking freak pedophile. That's
let
crazy.
the screenshot speak for itself. You kind of get the gist here of what it's about. And nonetheless, it piqued my interest. So I decided to join their Discord server, and thus I was plunged into the chaos of this server. Many were very, very confused, including the owner herself, who at the time was trying to take away everyone's license to come. Hello and
Nice.
welcome to Fashia's Christmas Cunt. I approached her. So what will it be? Kneecaps? Or no kneecaps?
Prince of a feather.
Surrender your cummies, bitch.
Now, I had clearly been outplayed, and I was in a sticky situation. How could I have forgotten the ban on cum? And here I was.
Dude, people like this is just so fucking grating to be around. Like, I used to be a part of like a furry fucking Discord server, and people would just be like this all the fucking time, just the cum jokes. All that's their whole personality is just sex jokes, and it's like, please fucking get new material. It is fucking ungodly levels of grading. I just can't fucking stand it, dude.
Cum in my balls, standing in front of the server.
Like doing a sex joke every now and then is whatever, but like it's every single fucking time. That is their whole entire personality is just
It
annoying.
was a very tense situation. However, we did strike a deal. I would hand her
Didn't
my
expect that
cums.
sentence. I'm literally a furry. Oh, I suppose you would think I would be like that, I guess.
In exchange for the endorsement of Rule 12. However, that didn't fly past her. She slapped me with a counteroffer. You see, I could keep my cummies, and I would get a cum license, as long as she didn't have to abide by the new rule, or give up her kneecaps. I was desperate, so I had to accept it.
Now, why am I showing this video in particular?
Yo.
Well, it gives us a good example of the kind of sexual content that Toasty would put onto their channel and expose to their rather young audience. Now, if we look into this video's description, we can see that the person who worked on the editing and doing the thumbnail for this video was a person called Teddy That Draws, a 16-year-old kid. Now, I don't know if to point out the issues of this without it being apparent, but for those who aren't clocking it,
I would assume at the time, I don't know, the timeline's a bit weird because I hear people say Teddy was 15, I hear people say Teddy was 16. I mean, obviously it depends on the fucking date that we're talking about, but I'm assuming at that point of that video Teddy was 16.
Toasty was
But I've heard Teddy was as young as 15 at 2019
an 18 to 19-year-old at the time of this video being made. Despite this, Toasty had their help in making this very sexual video. At the end of this video, there is a fan art page featuring very sexually charged artwork of Toasty's character that I will have to blur out for the most part, but at least one of them features drawing done by a 14-year-old called Slummers. Now, those who have been in the ACC for a while will remember that name from the Madame drama. Toasty and others in this FCK were highly aware of that and having made their own videos on the drama and dropping Slummers' name in all their videos, including Toasty.
So when I saw this Madame shit going on, I was like, hey.
Oh, you weren't sure if I was a
I've had some
furry?
interactions with.
You can't
Now,
tell from the
before I go into
model?
my experiences, let me explain what happened with her drama. Basically, Madame was browsing for some character stills when along came a small innocent 15-year-old artist. And she goes up to Madame and says,
Oh, hey Mr. Madame, I made you this cool drawing, I hope you like it.
So, just so that we're keeping track, Toasty has so far exposed 2 minors to sexually charged topics within one video. Now that about wraps up this part about who Toasty was as a content creator. However, there is one more gem I would like to share from the end of their trolling video.
And if you are watching this in the future, I'm probably a cunt in the future, I'm not gonna lie.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Yeah.
The FCK server was made in late 2019, and over time had more and more people join, mainly people from the art commentary community, such as Hopeless Peaches, Toby, Nezzy Monster, Miss Easy, The Name's Junkie, Susie Doodletones, Just a Robot, Mad Libs, and of course, Toasty Vanilla. There are also underage children in the server, as seen in the list on screen. These will be important to note later on into this video. All the names that I have listed along with their ages is public information as per Lakamalaka's FCK stream. Now, I feel like it's important to note that not every single person that was in the FCK server had the exact same level
Well,
of
I drew
involvement
this. I
as
drew
people like Just a
this
Robot
model.
clearly didn't seem to understand anything that was going on within the server, as there's no evidence for them doing so. If you wish for more information about other people's involvement within the FCK server, I would like to direct you to Akumu's FCK Maxim video and the rest of their
It's
content
only
on the
9
channel, as they've
hours.
been carefully cataloguing the situation over the years. Now, if there was any doubt in people's mind of these people not understanding who Slummers was and what the Madame situation was, we can clearly see that in Code 4 of the server rules. You can see that Toasty states the reason why the server was created in the first place. Now I can finally start to explain why this server was so controversial and why everyone was so much flack for its existence and the content within it. Despite the fact that everyone seemed to understand that there were minors in the server, it did not stop sexual topics from happening, along with posting sexual content, NSFW artwork, and making very sexual jokes. Now, if I was to go through every single screenshot in regards to the actions that were done within the FCK server, this video will be extremely long. However, I will be highlighting a few instances that I have found that I find quite indicating of Toasty Vanilla's behavior, and their lack of being able to control themselves. Slummers.
This was just so fucking notorious of Toasty was just one of those people that was like insanely hypersexual and would force that on everybody. That's just the kind of person that they were. Like they would push, and I think I remember this line stuck out in Akumu's video. I think it was Akumu's video where Toasty would discover people's boundaries by pushing them. Like they wouldn't ask if people were comfortable. Oh my fucking god, I almost shot this fucking retard. That's how they would just discover boundaries. They would just push and push and push and push. And even then they didn't respect it. Even then they didn't respect it. Because Nezzy Monster, of all people, actually told Toasty to stop. And they were like, well, this happens to everybody, so who gives a fuck? You're whining. You're just whining, Nezzy Monster. I'm sexually harassing you. You're just whining about it. Imagine. It's disgusting.
Monkey Lad. The what pick? Toasty.
Still fighting on
Say
Super
the
Earth?
full
No,
name,
this is
girls.
new. This
You're
is
doing her
bugs.
disjustice. Slummers. Toasty, show the bug the vote pick you always have. 4. The one with Sandy. Toasty. Say its full name. Monkey Lad. Oh god, oh fuck. Sandy? Sandy Cheeks? Slummers. Yes. Monkey Lad. What? Why? Toasty. Say the full name, Slummers. Monkey Lad. Please. Slummers. Because I had
Like trying to get a minor involved.
Oh my
Like,
fucking god, send the vote pick.
like
to
okay,
girls.
19 and 16 is nothing like fucked up in my opinion. It's only a 3-year age difference, but like trying to normalizing and demanding a minor engage with like sexual shit in a server, like just on its face is just fucking retarded as fuck, and you just should not be fucking doing that. Period.
Toasty.
Like in a
Yes,
vacuum, this
but it has
doesn't make you a
full name.
pedophile. It
The
just
Sandy
makes you
Cheeks
disgusting.
Giantess Cockfall. Jesus, was that so hard? Monkey Lad.
But I do think
Oh,
Toasty
God.
is a pedophile.
Slummers.
of
Yes.
later
Toasty then
things.
proceeds to send this image. Thankfully,
Okay.
Akumu had managed to blur this image in their FCK Maxim video. Thank you, Akumu. But when this image was originally sent, it was definitely not blurred. And as you can see, Slummers is in the chat. And as we all know at this point, Slummers was a minor. There was another instance of these kinds of images being sent within the chat. And keep in mind, this isn't even the NSFW chat of the server. Like, that would change very much. However, there was a case of another image being sent, and instead the character was Hatsune Miku. Yes, I wish very much that I was making this up. Toasty, at Slummers. Have you seen the Rule 34 of my Go character? Slummers, show. Monkey Lad. Wait, are you talking about the Futa one? Toasty. The only valid version of me is the Futa version. Monkey Lad. That's the true you. Now, it doesn't take much of a genius to realize that I had to crop off this image because it's literally just NSFW porn posted by Toasty. And yes, again, in front of minors. And probably other minors within the FCK saw this and just didn't comment.
There were people as young as 12 years old in that fucking server. I forgot exactly who was 12 years old, but I know for a fact that there were people as young as fucking 12 years old in that server where porn was spammed fucking everywhere and minors were encouraged to be sexual and degenerate and fucking have sexual conversations with adults and shit.
Slummers. How did you crop so damn fast?
Toasty
No,
server.
I can't see it because my Gmail's fucked up. Fuck you. Deleted user. Hi. Toasty. I'd fuck me too, Slummers. Toasty Vanilla. I had sex with James. At Jamesy. I miss you, bruv. Jamesy. I miss you too, Toasty. I feel like it's important to know that Jamesy was actually one of the 16-year-olds within the FCK leaks, meaning that Toasty is talking this way to another minor. Mimi. Shut up, at Toasty. I just couldn't find the original meme. Also, good morning, babe. Say it back. Toasty. Good morning, sex slave. Mimi. Yes. Toasty. At Mimi. You're fucking weird. Mimi. So are you. Toasty. Mimi. Let me ask you one question. What the fuck is this doing in my fucking notifications? Mimi. At Toasty. What you said, sex slave. So I went with it. Toasty. Ass emoji. Mimi. Wave. Now, I feel like this has built quite a decent case and the kind of things.
And I think I might be wrong on this. I think Mimi was one of the fucking 12-year-olds. I think Mimi was like either 12 or 14 or some shit. They get brought up in the interview that Yen and Thuman got to do with Toasty Vanilla, but holy fucking shit, dude. Like that's why I think it's like you're a pedophile. Like the fact that you don't fucking care about this fucking shit, dude. Like, no, there's no fucking excuse. There's no excuse in the fucking world to be acting this way. Like, and Toasty says, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that's how old they were." Well, it's like, well, all the more fucking reason to not. I doubt that, but all the more fucking reason to not do that. Not do what you fucking did. Because you might be talking to a fucking minor, and I doubt it because minors were open about their age. They no one ever hid their age. They joked about minors being in the server, and those minors were joking about being in the server. Like, whoa, this is pedophilic, bro, and they'll just keep fucking doing it. Like, stupid.
That Toasty Vanilla would do within the FCK server, especially in the presence of minors. There are a few other instances that I'd like to highlight, so I'll be showing an interview that was done between Toasty Vanilla and Phantom Heart.
Hopeless Peaches was in it at one point. Oh yeah, she was a blast. I want to tell a specific story about that one, but it's a bit inappropriate, so I'm gonna hold off for now.
Oh.
Also, the Peaches thing is also important because Toasty would later deny what they're about to say happened at all, and it was just a joke, despite being in live streams and fucking servers and in the Discord server multiple times asserting that this had happened. All of a sudden now it was a fucking joke. Like, it's so stupid.
I'm
Such a dumb lie.
If you prefer for specific parts,
actually, no, okay.
I can cut them.
Nah, that's fine. It's not like at pad. It's just like, so I was alone in VC once. I didn't know I was in VC. I hear a badum.
Didn't know I was in a VC.
And she starts
but
being
they were
like,
the only
hey,
one
hey,
in the
what
VC.
are you, loser? Being alone in here in VC. And I'm like, I'm surprised because at the time, I was fucking masturbating.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't hear it. She didn't know it. But, like, I immediately stopped everything, and she was like, "Oh, what are you doing in here alone? Were you a loser? You little dork? You little fucking like pussy ass bitch?" And I'm like, Peaches. And like she goes on with that for a while, and I'm like, Peaches, listen. Are you in here for a reason? Are you in here to chat? Because I was in the middle of something, all right? And I want to know if I should like continue doing that something or like just stop doing it and like have a talk with you.
Dude, I don't know if I should continue as you're in the call with me. Like, just no respect for any fucking boundaries, like at all. Just like complete gooner, yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, what were you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, it's something all men do." I was like in the middle.
But the real problem with doing that is that this was in his server where Toasty knew that there were fucking minors in them, and that a minor could join in at any fucking moment, right? Now they say like, "Oh, I didn't know I was in the VC," which is complete fucking bullshit. Complete bullshit. You were the only fucking person in the VC. You had clicked joined in the you joined the VC. And you started fucking jerking off, and you didn't know you were in the VC. It doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
Fucking jacking off. I'd like to continue that, thank you.
Yes, because I too start masturbating inside of
Gonna get
Discord
VC 'cause of
servers
a
where anyone
fucking
can join the voice call
sex
and hear
freak.
what is going on. Imagine if it wasn't Hopeless Peaches who joined the
Exactly.
call, except someone
Nothing.
like Slumers or Teddy. What would have happened then? But thank God none of the miners in the server were made aware of this happening, right? Right.
They were just told. They were just
Toasty.
told that this
At
had happened.
Slummers. Hey, want to hear a funny story? Slummers, sure. Toasty. Like 3 hours ago, at Hopeless Peaches, walked in on my masturbating and started to shame me for being alone in VC that I didn't know I was in. This happened in this server. Slummers. So Peaches shamed you. Toasty. No, she thought it was the funniest shit ever because I was just like, hi Peaches, didn't expect you here. She didn't know until I told her, so she just started going on a tangent about how I'm a loser being alone in VC. Slummers. Thank God I didn't join. Now I've shown in both the screenshot and the interview, Toasty
Thank
does
God
say
is
they did this
right,
on
dude.
accident.
Oh my
However,
God.
given the fact that they decided to engage with conversation with the person that saw them in the VC, I find it just overall really weird and shows that they have really weird sexual prolificity and absolutely no shame at all. And then went on to go ahead and show this story and specifically ping Slummers, who Toasty knew was a minor. So this just shows that Toasty wanted to tell Slummers about a sexual story that occurred, very directly, making no attempts at safeguarding. For the following screenshots, the person who is labelled deleted user is actually Teddy That Draws, another one of the minors within FCK that I briefly mentioned, and is one of Toasty's thumbnail artists, Teddy, and I still ain't used to it. Toasty, well Teddy, just don't say the N-word. Teddy, Nigel, necromancy, Toasty. No, I'm referring to Teddy, don't say Teddy. Toasty.
These people were
yes, they're
super
appropriate
fucking
user
woke, by the way, and they would like constantly fucking morally postulate above other fucking people, just to be fucking clear. Like they would constantly be like, wow, this person's a bigot, this person's an asshole, this person's racist, blah 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 blah. That was this group of people, and they were just fucking saying the hard R, just like willy fucking nilly, like jeez.
Kind of language in front of a minor. And before I see someone in the comments going, oh yeah, well, it's the internet. People will say whatever they want. Yeah, but this is a private server and Toasty could just choose not to say these kinds of words in front of minors. Toasty. Good. It's better than being lonely. It's better than hurt or heartbroken. It's better than sad. At Teddy. So I've done my job. Would you like to be tucked in and given a goodnight kiss, my princess? Teddy. I never said I wanted though. Wait, hold on. Another instance of Toasty being inappropriate with another minor.
Yep.
Teddy. Who? Toasty likes me. He said he wants my dildo in his ass. Toasty. I only love you for your money, Teddy. Teddy. Frowny face. But you pay me. Wouldn't I be the one into your money? I hope that a few of the examples that I've shown in this video of the stuff that happened within FCK that Toasty did was enough to convince you of what kind of an individual they are. Unfortunately, that's not the extent of what Toasty has done, as I will be showing you some of the personal interactions between Teddy and Toasty in their own personal DMs. Teddy, why though? You aren't dating me, Toasty. Because we're probably going to be working together for a long time, so why not to get to know each other? We're going to be involving our craft together over the years. Teddy, Lamau.
It's like, okay, that sounds reasonable. Like, oh, we're gonna be working together, so we might as well get to know each other and stuff like that. So I wonder what kind of questions Toasty is gonna ask.
Of course, that's just how it be. I don't know how me being a dom makes a difference. Toasty.
Oh, okay, you're just talking about your sex preferences. That's normal. That's a normal thing to do. Yeah, sure.
It doesn't. It just caught me by surprise. Teddy. Haha, I suppose so. I like some soft guys who like being sub. Toasty. The fuck? Why'd you want to stab me? Teddy. Because you're so cute and I hate that. Toasty. So are you actually a top? Teddy. I'm a switch. But yeah, sure. Toasty. Oh hey, me too. Teddy. I Lamau. Epic. That's the only
Dude, like, why?
way to be. There is one final part I would like to share in regards to FCK. And that was when Toasty commissioned Hopeless Peaches to draw artwork depicting Toasty and Teddy in a compromising situation. Toasty, you're welcome. I still care about you. Grump. Get moldy.
Like, I forgot who said it. Someone said, like, oh, it's not sexual. It's like they're naked and they're bathing each other. You're fucking crazy. Also, this isn't fucking whatchamacallit. It's not Teddy. It's someone else. They kind of got this part wrong and they issued a correction, I'm pretty sure, in the comments. They said correction, Rex Silverman, blah 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 blah. Okay. The drawing shown was actually of Toasty and Hopeless Peaches, not Teddy. I read it as such, given it seems that they shows two guys, blah blah blah. They didn't know that Peaches was trans. Okay.
No, I won't get moldy. By the way, at Grump, at deleted user, image, thoughts, Grump, who drew? Stop tagging Teddy, Toasty. Peaches drew fan art of us and she hasn't shared it yet. And I
In
want
the
to
job
share it.
interview, like,
Grump. It's cute.
in what context? What the fuck?
Now leave us.
They like it rough.
Lead user. No. Toasty. I'll tag you both more next time just to piss you both off. Deleted user. Stop, please. Now again, I had to censor off part of this artwork because I don't feel comfortable sharing it given the context behind it and what it really involves. But simply put, it depicts Toasty's character bathing Teddy's. No extreme nudity is shown within the drawing. However, it is incredibly disturbing given everything that we know about this person and the ages of the people involved. These screenshots are both foul and disgusting. Teddy, again, was 16 to 17 at the time of these screenshots, whereas Toasty was 18 to 19, as previously stated. The actions of Toasty behind closed door and by extension within the FCK.
I don't think there was like a 4-year age difference. Correct me if I'm wrong. They might be getting that information wrong because I heard from, I'm pretty sure it's from Akumu's video that Toasty was like, or not Toasty, Teddy was 15, like at the start of this whole fucking thing. Right?
Led to Teddy and the other minors being normalized to these behaviors and thus didn't speak out. It took the individual known as Ben the Looney, who isn't by no means a good person, explaining.
And I honestly don't blame Yen for getting this information wrong if it is wrong, because like this whole shit is so fucking hard to follow. It's so insanely hard to follow.
To Teddy that they were being groomed, and when Teddy spoke out about this, they were harassed and threatened by a group associated with Toasty.
This was around the time I had cut Toasty from my life. During this time, Ben Looney pointed out the fact that I was being groomed by Toasty. This was something I had taken, ran with, and
so and this is Teddy's whole thing. I need to find this video. I need to find this Teddy fucking thing so I could get just their side of the situation.
Had desperately tried to get people to listen to me about. Toasty, hearing about this, gathered up people who didn't like me as well and made an attempt to make a video on me with evidence they had.
So shitty. So shitty. Like, Teddy had heard, Teddy had been told by Ben the Looney that Toasty Vanilla was being predatory towards them. So instead of reaching out to Teddy to try and clear things up, I'm going to try and op them. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, like, and this is a fucking pattern. This is a pattern with Toasty. Toasty would do shit like this. Like whenever people would get brave, whenever their victims would get brave and try to fucking speak out, Toasty would be in the background trying to fucking conspire against them. It's so insane.
During this time, I will refer to a person named Person A, who would try to join Toasty in making this video about me, since I had beef with them. This video would have included a clip of a Person A who shared a very personal story about my sexual assault. Not only this.
Like, why? Dude, it's so fucking unhinged. Like, this is what I mean, that when the FCK, it was more than just showing minors porn. It was more than that. Like, these people were fucking psychotic.
But lied to exaggerated it to make it seem like I was lying about how it happened. I don't know what else would have been in that video other than Toasty talking about how I falsely called them a groomer and had lied to everyone about it. Big creators I had shared this with didn't seem to listen, and Toasty had brushed me off as a known liar. Person A had started sending his friends to harass me on Twitter.
So fucking
and
evil,
not just
dude.
message me to say slightly mean things. My friends and I were sent self-harm images, all of which were.
Dude, you see what the fuck I mean? And so this is going. I'm showing this now because when you see this interview of Toasty, you're going to fucking lose your mind. You're going to fucking lose it because this piece of shit downplays everything. It is so disgusting.
Coming from a man twice our age, who was around 30 at the time. The 30-year-old man had sent multiple disturbing images.
And that was, I think they're talking about Fuchsia Butters. I'm like fairly certain. Wait, in the screenshots? Let me see. Who is this? Tommy Tudor? What the fuck? Wait, what? Dude. That's like that's a lol cow. That's they got some random fucking, who, by the way, Tommy Tudor is a fucking pedophile. They got Tommy fucking Tudor. Wait, what?
Brushed me off as a known liar. Person A had started sending his friends to harass me on Twitter. And not just message.
Wait, how does this person know Tommy Tudor? What the fuck? I'm so confused. Wait, I just noticed that. What the hell? The ceaseless wheel? What do you mean by that, Akuma? Why the fuck is Akuma watching me?
Me to say slightly mean.
Wait, I'm so fucking confused. Wait. Why the fuck is Tommy Tudor involved in this situation? I just fucking noticed. What the fuck?
Things. My friends and I were sent self-harm images, all of which were coming from a man twice our age, who was around 30 at the time. The 30-year-old man had sent multiple disturbing images and had made fun of a friend of mine for siding with me. How did he do this? He sends an anime girl overdosing to make fun of the fact my friend had
Jesus.
lost their sister to an overdose. This harassment went on until I had tried to take my own life, after which, Person A and his friends had a call with me, where I wanted to have a truce. This is where I confront Person A, to which they admit all that was to suicide bait me into killing myself to prove I wasn't going.
Normal. That's normal behavior of people. You guys are the good guys. Hey, if you're trying to bait a minor into killing themselves, you're a fucking good person. Yes, dude. Holy
which I
fuck,
responded,
what a bunch of
"And what would you have
psychos."
done if I did?" This call was one of the endings to the group's harassment. I was told by Toasty's group to then write an apology for them all, which I was forced to write as I was being blackmailed by one of the people making the video, otherwise they would release it.
Toasty's complete unwillingness to accept responsibility and wanting to silence Teddy is despicable, malicious, and horrendous. The mental and psychological damage and lasting damage that Toasty and those within the FCK have done to these kids can never be undone. However, during the time of 2020, when this drama was going on, Toasty had been confronted by Akumu, and I'll be showing you one of those clips now.
But do you just want me to stay on Twitter when your video goes up just so I can take the backlash and then leave?
No, either way, it's gonna happen. You can't run from it. If you get off the internet, it's still gonna somehow follow you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what alt account you use.
Dude. I mean, I don't want to feel like I'm glazing Akumu, but dude, never in the history of the internet has someone been so fucking right about a group of people online. That like Akumu was dead fucking on. Like, you guys are hypocrites, you guys are liars, you guys are evil fucking manipulators. And then like Akumu would say that, and there would be some, like, I remember at the start, there would be like, because Akumu wasn't privy to everything that was going on, right? Obviously, he didn't have the in through Teddy in the FCK and shit like that. But God, he was so fucking dead on. It's like when you see what was happening inside the FCK, is like, dude, he was fucking right like the whole fucking time.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't think it really will, Kumu, but like,
I don't think it really will. Oh, okay.
Everyone said
That aged well.
I mean, here's the thing. You're not the first person to do this. People bigger than you.
Hold on. We need to rewind. We need to rewind on that, dude.
Everyone said that about the Fushimi.
I mean, here's the thing. You're not the first person to do this.
You're not the first person to do this, to call me out on because he's specifically confronting Toasty on the fucking porn shit in the FCK. At this time in the interview, he was privy to some of the leaks. He didn't have the whole thing, but he had some of the leaks.
People bigger than you have already called me out on this stuff, and I've already talked to them. I don't know how you don't know this, but you're not the first one to hold.
Now, I'd like everyone who's watching this video to remember this line that Toasty has just said here, because it does not age very well. Now, a lot of Akumu's interview here is going over the Ben Looney situation and what Toasty views as CP. However, this next part shows Toasty's inability to be responsible around minors.
Yeah, you're preaching that you changed, and you clearly haven't.
Have I liked any more underage character porn since then?
Not publicly. We don't know.
Yeah.
We can't.
I was a little cringe in this call, but yeah, they painted me as crazy. I was confronting Toasty on the hypocrisy with Ben and other servers, plus what was going on in his Twitter feed. Yeah. Like, but like, I mean, you were like what? You were like 17 at the time of this fucking call. Like, the cringe is excusable. Honestly, it's completely excusable.
Obviously not publicly. I mean, I haven't done it privately. I haven't done it privately either because I.
How do we know that though? How do we know that?
Why would you care to know that? I'd look out for.
So you conveniently had sexualized hat girl in your save file, just in news.
Oh, not in save file. That was a copy paste, right?
Dude, I mean, because like we were all like that. We were all cringe and edgy and shit.
No.
Oh wait, hold on. Hold on.
Why would you care to know that? I'd look out for.
So you conveniently had sexualized hat girl in your save file, just in news.
Oh, not in save file. That was a copy paste right from Twitter. I can show you right now the porn I have saved.
I can show you right now, Akumu, who is a minor. Let me show you the porn that I have. Insane.
Not.
Insane.
So you're gonna get yourself in another situation.
Oh my god.
Because that would be showing.
No. Please don't. Please don't.
Toasty, you're literally gonna be proving that you're showing porn to minors.
Let's compare dick sizes.
Stop.
Fuck it.
I have a very small porn collection, but I do have.
Toasty.
Oh my god.
Stop.
Dude,
No.
it's like their friends are trying to stop them from hanging themselves. It's like so fucking insane. Like Toasty just did not fucking give a fuck, like at all. Like this person was just like openly like fucking weird to kids and shit, and like, yeah, I'll show minors porn. Fuck it. Like,
hold on.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Toasty, you're literally gonna prove that you're showing porn to minors.
Are there minors in the school?
Yes! I'm a minor. Akuma's a minor. Silver's a minor. Stop.
Oh shit, that's right. Akumu's 16. Yeah, never mind. I'm not showing that.
And you know I'm 17. You know I'm 17.
So I still felt like a minor. So I still.
Oh, get the
like,
fuck
didn't
out of
really
here,
care.
dude! It's so insane.
Yes, as you just saw, Toasty with prior knowledge that Foxen, one of the people in the call, was a minor. Given
It's like I've already seen this video, but it's like it's still fucking. It's just the just certain lines is just they still hit, dude.
They were friends at one point before all this happened, knew that they were 17. I highly doubt that they didn't know that Akuma was 17 given how much he has talked about consistently within the FCK server, and yet still didn't even check to see if there are any minors within the group call, before threatening to send pornography within the group chat. It just goes to show Toasty does not give a shit about safeguarding minors when it comes to exposing them to sexual material. Clearly does not see it as a problem. Now we have a base understanding about the FCK, the situation surrounding Toasty in 2020, and their actions within it and the kind of person they are, I can move on to talk about the stuff that I've recently learnt. Firstly, starting with a server that Toasty was in 2020. And to do this, I would like to introduce you to a channel called Timeworks. At the time of recording, Timeworks' channel is currently sitting at 697,000 subscribers, and it's existed as early as 2016. Now, looking through their content is quite generic, mainly consisting of challenge videos and some reaction content, but if you flip over to the channel's post section, you will find this. Now, this on the surface may not be worth much thought, as aside from this and a few mentions of Toasty on Twitter, there isn't much in terms of public interaction, but that is until we look closer into their Discord server, currently sitting at 12,000 members and peaked during 2020 due to the
this is important. This is important because Toasty will fucking lie about this shit in the interview.
COVID-19 outbreak, where a lot of work and mainly schools were cancelled, bringing an increase in membership to the server and the Discord. This server does not allow NSFW topics or discussion due to it not being age-gated and having members as young as 14 within the server, as seen in the server rules. Looking into the members, one in particular stands out, and that is Toasty Vanilla herself, with the role of former mod. And after scrolling through the messages, they were mod for around the time of the FCK server, and the situation within it that took place.
They were wait, hold on. They were modding for the FCK server at the time?
Scrolling through the messages, they were mod for around the time of the FCK server, and the situation within it that took place. Now, Yen, this is a very large server, and the content around it isn't related to ACC, so Toasty must have stopped their behavior with the server, right? No, of course they didn't. For a point of reference, Toasty was a moderator in the Timeworks server since the 14th of December 2018, and in the time of them being a moderator up until their sudden drop in activity during 2022, which coincides with their removing themselves of their internet presence, Toasty engaged in inappropriate messages in the server. The first instance was them talking about their futanari fetish in the main chat, and even mentioning some.
It's like the same everywhere where this fucker goes is just doing the same thing. Like everywhere they go, they're just like, oh, this server has minors. Let me talk about my futa fetish. Like, okay, dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
By name, and talking sexually about said fetish in front of minors within the server, whilst also confirming that they had finished. To the point in which another moderator had to remind them that there were minors present, which Toasty seemed to agree on, only to continue talking about futa. Now, the moderator may have stepped in, however, I do not understand how this wasn't nipped at the bud here and there, and Toasty removed from the server. And given their clear uncaring to what they were saying, this does show that Toasty's inability to speak in the correct manner when minors are present extends to a much more public setting and not just the private FCK server. There is another instance of Toasty inciting a sexual-based topic within the server, by asking if people were of the age of consent to know who she could flirt with openly, which in of itself is still disturbing.
I suppose they learned something after all, after the FCK. At least they learned something. You know, they're not perfect. They're not perfect, but hey, at least they're asking like who they could be fucking sexual with this time. Jesus,
quite actively. Even those who interacted with the question. One even said how
they shouldn't even be doing that in the server to begin
with.
Just to be clear, I'm joking.
Wasn't explained to be a dangerous thing.
Obviously, it's
to
still
happen,
fucking
and no consequences of these behaviors were punished. If that wasn't enough, there are other cases of Toasty acting inappropriately in this server when talking in public chats, such as constant use of this image depicting Nazi imagery, and this meme showing what seems to be young characters from an anime. Unfortunately, I cannot confirm the ages of said characters, but the depiction itself seems to be quite young. After seeing all this, I decided to contact the server owner, and in turn the channel owner Nick, to ask a few simple questions regarding Toasty and our activity in the server. But I was ignored, despite my emphasis on it being a serious topic, so I approached another moderator, who had been on staff at a similar time as Toasty, who wishes to remain anomalous about these things. Good evening, I am messaging you in regards to an important subject in the form of one of the ex-moderators, and I have a few questions I need to ask you. It's an important subject. The first question I need answered is, when was Rule 3, NSFW rule, introduced into the server?
Hello, has been, best to my knowledge, that Rule 3 has been around for at least about 5 years. It is very likely that the rule has been around for longer because 5 years ago was the start of COVID lockdowns.
A confirmation on that would be very much appreciated, as I can see the message was edited, so it's hard to tell if it was specifically always a role.
I don't know specifically when it came out, but it's safe to say it's been around probably for as long as the server's been open.
My next question would be, when was Toasty removed as mod / stepped down as moderator, and what was the reason given to this?
He was removed.
The fact that they weren't banned for obviously, for they were a moderator, so they knew what the fucking rules were, kept pushing the fucking rules, kept pushing the fucking boundaries and shit like that of other fucking people, and just wasn't banned. That is like crazy. And this server had minors.
As a staff for inactivity. Nick did this with a few of the staff members, so he wasn't plucked out specifically. With inactivity potentially relating to security concerns and so forth, they were removed as staff of April of last year.
I then proceeded to tell the moderator why I was even asking these questions, and the messages that I had shown previously in this video.
I can see why you bring this up. I don't have any reasons for them not being reprimanded in some capacity for some of their inappropriate comments, like the ones you've...
There's no reason. There's no reason. They're talking about jerking off in fucking general chat. What the fuck, dude?
Described.
Unfortunately, I would have given some level of leeway if they weren't a moderator. However, given they are, and they should definitely know the rules, and besides that, even if they weren't a mod, they must be aware that there are some minors in the server, given that it's not age-gated.
Oh yeah, they definitely were aware that they were minors, as spring and summer 2020 is when the server peaked in activity. Just for the record, I don't condone the messages he sent.
There is actually one point I would like to correct.
Don't condone it, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Doing so. An admin did tell them to cut it out. However, considering this behavior happened more than once, like asking if people were of age or consent, I'd say that's enough to have removed them as a mod.
I do agree that the owner ought to have done something and obviously didn't at that time. Staff are permitted to ask people of their ages if and only that they are suspicious of any eligibility to be on the Discord in the first place. See Discord TOS section 2. This does not apply to the latter, so ought not to have been asked.
Also, given that Toasty during 2020 was 18 turning 19, an adult in a server with minors as young as, according to the rules, 14, it's unacceptable.
The rules do allow minors as young as 13, the age in which you're allowed to join Discord in the US, but that doesn't change anything with what we've discussed.
The last question I asked the moderator was if Nick knew about the events around Toasty in 2020.
Not until right before Toasty was banned. He was banned a couple days ago.
I have to condone this as being silent.
Oh my god, how convenient! How convenient! Oh, we found out yesterday, and that's when Toasty was banned.
Toasty's a groomer, and there are minors in the server. Surely an announcement to bring awareness and to see if there are victims would be something that needs to be done.
We don't want to bring a WASPAD attention to the issue.
The staff don't want it known.
Oh my fucking god, dude. We don't want to bring attention to this issue. They're telling you that Toasty has a history and a pattern with being sexual to minors. Toasty was in your server. Toasty was a moderator of your server. Toasty did similar shit in your server, in the same server where they were grooming children. You want to sweep that under? You don't want to see if Toasty was fucking victimizing kids in the fucking server? You're not curious?
That a previous moderator was a child groomer.
Insane.
As it may, I won't be commenting any further.
To say the least, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, because you just put your foot in your mouth, you dumbass.
And not address it publicly. Given the track record of Toasty, there could have been potential other victims from this server. And 2 days after my conversation with the moderator, Toasty's account was banned from the server, which is still too little, too late.
Wait, so Toasty wasn't even banned, so that was just a lie?
Address it publicly. Given the track record of Toasty, there could have been potential other victims from this server. And 2 days after my conversation with the moderator, Toasty's account was banned from the server.
So they just lied in the fight. Like, you could just easily just check. It's like, well, Toasty's still in the server, dumb fuck.
Which is still too little, too late. Now, given the size of Timeworks' channel, he benefits a lot from just not interacting with anything to do with this, because he can seemingly sweep it under the rug. But hopefully, this part of the video has given people some further understanding of the kind of person that Toasty Vanilla was, and the people that enabled their behavior and allowed them to continue acting in these spaces in the way that they have been. However, speaking of sweeping... Thanks to Teddy's own video they made about their experience with Toasty Vanilla, and Lako Malaka's live streams on the FCK, I was curious about one part, and that was Toasty's apparent previous attempt to rebrand as a VTuber under the name Ruby Missile Launcher.
Wow.
So, as the nosy Yenna I am, I went to Twitter, searching the name, and didn't get a lot. But then I remembered the name in Ruby's old Twitter banner, Corbett. That led me to a collab stream with Corbett, and a user with the same VTuber model and similar name to the old one, called Ruby Lighter Fluid. If you wanted to run away, you did an amazing job doing so. Then I found their Twitch, compared the voices for my own sanity, and yes, this was Toasty Vanilla. Streaming in 2025 without a care in the world and hiding out in the VTubing community, doing collabs and streams with others, mainly doing Hearts of Iron streams and the likes. I came to the conclusion that Toasty, now Ruby, had either hit their past or lied to these people to get away from responsibility of what they did. So I started collecting names and looking into their Discord servers. And thankfully, nothing came up, given the fact that Ruby seemed to only join said server to collab on live streams, and they seem to have not had a community Discord server of their own, and so I approached them all at the same time.
That's definitely super fucking weird. Like, well, I know, well, my thing is, I think Toasty wasn't active in that server because they're trying to lay low. But That's very interesting. Like Toasty is a fucking Discord rat, basically. They would be all over a bunch of Discords talking all about all kinds of fucking shit in many different Discords. But then after the FCK stuff happened, they're trying to snake their way into a different community and fucking lay low. They're not saying anything too much and just trying to do a quiet rebrand.
Sending the same message of, good morning, afternoon, evening. I am messaging you in regards to a bad actor in the community. Are you aware of a person called Toasty Vanilla? To be honest, I should have been less surprised by the response, given past situations. But again, here we are. And I would like to go through with them one by one. Firstly, I'll go through the ones who blocked me on reception of the message immediately. Those being both Kate Fishin, a Twitch streamer with...
Honestly, base as fuck to completely blast these people. It's based as fuck to be like, so these are the people that blocked me instantly and didn't address the fucking pedophile in their fucking Discord server.
543 followers, who I sent a message at the same time as the others. Alexaria Morningstar, someone who had since deleted their Twitch, but their Clips channel remains up, whose Discord I joined, but was quickly banned from after attempting to message them.
The Heart
Now,
of
for
Iron
Alexaria's
community
case,
of all
I can
things,
assume that they had been forewarned about me looking into Ruby, as it was about a week after I sent my original messages. But for Kate Fishin, I only mentioned Toasty Vanilla, which means they must have had an understanding of why I would be mentioning it to them. Again, meanwhile for Luxaria, the only currently still
But also, hold on. Well, also, to be fair to these people, they most likely were lied to. Like, Toasty had to be honest about their fucking past to them, at least to some extent, but not honest enough, clearly.
Collaboration with Ruby is a tweet from 2023, showing the evidence of Toasty's past rebrand attempt even then, which leads me on to the next person, Corbett. Corbett is the person who I found Toasty's newest identity through, a YouTube streamer / creator with 61.7k subscribers, who did respond to my message and had apparently been previously contacted regarding Ruby as seen.
An associate of yours, I assume, has very recently messaged me regarding this matter. Please do not contact me again and consider informing any other person who may also wish to contact me about this.
Now, given the fact Ruby's Discord account was still in Corbett's server, and the fact that he knew about Ruby even when they were using the name Ruby Missile Launcher, I again only used the name Toasty in my messages. I find it hard to believe that they hadn't seen the information pertaining to them and the actions they did in 2020. Again, I want to have some level of good faith with these people. However, it's very hard to, given how public Toasty's actions are, and if these people hadn't looked into it themselves, it's a minimum gross negligence. Rex Silvermoon. Rex Silvermoon is a Twitch streamer with 126 followers who seemed confused at the Toasty name, but when I mentioned their new name...
So you're contacting me about your old beef. A, I'm not in the HOI community, and B, keep your crusade to yourself, please.
They then swiftly blocked me. But don't worry, this isn't the last we will hear of them in this video. Team Anilia. Team Anilia is a YouTube streamer / content creator with 2.31k subscribers. Their content based mainly around video games. And this was their response to my message.
Hey there. No, I am not. What's going on?
As you can see, they feign ignorance into knowing who I'm referring to, but once I show the links to Teddy's statement and Akuma's FCK video, and name Toasty by their current name, they have this reaction.
All right, I know what this is. I have reason to doubt your statement about only looking into this year. Numerous people, creators included, have come to Ruby's defense with very compelling evidence and arguments. I happen to know Ruby very well, both online and in person. I also know about you, your group, and its nonsense. I am a victim of sexual assault and grooming as a teen.
Dude, I fucking hate bitches like this so fucking much, man. The ones that go like, I was sexually assaulted, so that must mean that I know that I am not defending a child predator right now. It's like, you're stupid. Just you being sexually assaulted literally has nothing to do with your ability to recognize whether or not someone is a fucking child predator. Did you contend with the evidence? Did you contend with what was being shown and said in the fucking video? It's that
in the process
simple.
quite a lot and has been there for me in extremely dark times. They are a supportive, kind, honest, sincere person. They also readily admitted their past flaws and mistakes to me, none of which are as extreme as the crap being lobbed at them. I take shit like this very fucking seriously. You lot have been following them for years with your absolute bullshit. Stay the fuck out of my DMs, away from my fucking community, and kindly go fuck yourself.
Now, I can understand it being very difficult
what a
to come to terms
badass.
with someone who has been supportive and caring for you, and has helped you through dark times actually being a bad person. And I in no way will sit here and discredit them helping Ancilia through their trauma. However, the sheer blindness and downplaying of what Ruby did is disheartening. This point will apply for the next person I mention, but calling what Ruby is being accused of as bullshit, and the fact that they explained their quote-unquote flaws to you, will never undo the damage they did to children. Oh, and the years of following them was simply due to their group covering for them and pointing the arrow at a 16-year-old who had actual proof about their awful actions. After blocking me, they banned me from their Discord server, in which they then made an announcement stating,
Banned Yan the Yan, harassing Ruby and falsely accusing her of grooming. Listen here, I am a victim myself. I take stuff like this very fucking seriously.
So they didn't see anything. They didn't see any of the evidence. They just like said, no, Toasty didn't do this actually at all. It's like, well, isn't it interesting that screenshots are being referred to? Shouldn't you like look at what is being shown in the screenshots before instantly jumping to the conclusion that Toasty is innocent. Like, isn't it a little interesting that the person that you seem to think is innocent has screenshots that you are just unaware of?
Bullshit like this is why actual victims are never fucking believed or heard. Even though bad actors like this are such a small minority of claims and accusations, they do irreparable damage and harm. Take a good fucking read.
So, before in DMs, you admit Ruby did wrong, even if downplaying. But in your announcement, it's utter falsities, and the victims of FCK aren't real victims. Real fucking nice. The final note for Team Ancilia is this tweet they made
Ryan
shortly
Beard,
after.
I'm not surprised.
Dear drama channels trying to drag me into a thing that I frankly don't care for and want little to do with, instead of, you know, spying on me and stalking my community, why not just come out and talk to me in an honest fashion instead of trying to lie to me and deceive me?
I struggle to understand what I said to you as dishonest, Ancilia. And if you call joining a public Discord server stalking, that's idiotic and backwards. And last I checked, videos with documented screenshots and years-long evidence is far from deception. Lady Saffron. Lady Saffron is a YouTube streamer at 12.3k subscribers, and is another person in Ruby's close friend group, along with Ancilia, as seen in this tweet and evidence in their stream that Ruby edited for Saffron.
Wait, currently,
in
even now, Team Ancilia, Landy, Saffron. Wait, that's happening now? They're still defending this fucking freak?
Still under the missile launcher name, and the response was just as colorful.
I know exactly who you are. Leave my server and every one of my friends right fucking now. You will not harass an innocent woman, understand? Where the hell do you get off going and contacting streamers just to harass someone?
I am not harassing anybody.
Has
I am
since
simply making
okay,
sure you are
okay.
aware of who the individual is, and I'm sure you
I'm
know
not
that
too familiar with the
now
names.
goes by Ruby Lighterfluid.
Just yet.
I know damn well who she is, and I know she's one of the only good people on the internet, and I know who you are as well,
Whoa.
and I know your ilk.
This statement would age very well.
Have been tracking her for years, trying to
fuck you
harass
know
her.
her?
So
Well.
don't play that shit with me. It's not flying.
And to be fair to these people, they're playing real fucking hard defense for Toasty. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this. They were most likely lied to. Toasty most likely fucking lied to them about the situation, right? Because even in the interview that Yen inevitably does with Toasty, there is a lot of fucking downplaying and a lot of denial of the things that they actually fucking did. It is disgusting.
You looked into this year. I think you are confusing me with somebody else. I genuinely don't know who you could be confusing me with, but if you would like, I can link one of the many videos explaining this person's actions.
I've seen the videos, and I know you're all a bunch of idiots if you think you can just come out here and harass innocent people. I've already contacted all
They're
other
just
streamers
asking
you're bothering and told them
harassment.
to
They're
ban-
just asking. They're asking, are you aware of this individual and the accusations that fucking prelude them?
And you from their servers.
So you're fully aware of what Toasty did? Fully?
Fuck off.
I genuinely don't want you to be
This person
misinformed.
sucks,
I've seen
dude.
it time and time again, where someone will feed a story to those they call friends to make themselves look good.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I feel like, I mean, maybe it's like because I've watched a lot of commentary community bullshit, so I know that, like, you know, you shouldn't just take people's fucking word for it, and you know, because of the whole fucking Ethel's fucking bullshit, you shouldn't just take people's fucking word for it. But I mean, I suppose it is a tiny bit. Like, I'm not gonna judge these people mega harshly. I do think it is. I will say this though, and I've done this before in the past as well. It is shitty of them to just like completely like just not care to look into the situation and just like blindly take the person's word for it just because, oh, I like them or they seem like a likable person to me, so why the fuck should I trust you, right?
I would at minimum please like you to at least listen to a video done by a victim. As you can see, the
Oh, the
wording used is
Instaban,
similar
yeah.
to Ancilia, and also mention years of harassment, and clearly aware of their Toasty vanilla identity. Again, what I said about Ancilia applies here as well. Half of me wants to think that these people have never properly looked at the evidence against Ruby, and Ruby herself has fed them a pretty up version about what happened.
Yep,
But again,
exactly.
with Ancilia claiming to have seen the videos made, I find this hard to believe. And it's all
It's
well and
just a
good of
lie.
Ruby admitting a small level of
They
fault
might be
behind
lying.
closed doors.
Well, here's the thing. Now we have two realities. We have the reality in which they're lying and they actually never saw the video, or we're in the reality in which they saw the video and just didn't give a fuck, and just didn't fucking give a shit at what they did, and is knowingly sweeping for their actions.
But given the only official statement ever made of FCK was this from Toasty's server years ago, this means absolutely nothing and no willingness to admit fault of their actions, and the fact Toasties never once planned to stop engaging in online content creation from their attempts at rebranding and hiding from responsibility, and the fact that after all these messages I sent to their colleagues,
Oh
they
no,
seemingly-
this gets shown later in the video, I'm pretty sure.
Left all their
The thing that
servers,
you're- the
and
thing
from
that you
what I
just
can
linked?
see, their Discord account along with their Twitch. It's clear to me that they plan to keep running away. Or so I thought. As I was editing this video, I received a friend request from Rex Silvermoon, and curious and hoping they had actually looked into what kind of a person Ruby was, I accepted, where they told me that Ruby had asked them to mediate a call between us, which confused me, given the fact that throughout this entire process, I had never once attempted to contact Ruby. But I agreed, but asked if I could bring someone else with me, given the fact that Rex was very much biased, as they had chalked up what Ruby did as the mistakes of a barely 18-year-old, despite the fact that Ruby was 18 turning 19 in the events of FCK, and even then, is piss poor logic. I had asked the big bad lion man, Lio Convoy, to be present, and as soon as that was passed to Ruby, they seemingly got cold feet, and the call never ended up happening, and Rex reblocked me. The way I'm interpreting this is that Ruby thought that they could...
From Toasty's perspective, it's like, you wouldn't want to call with Lio anyways. I think, like, I mean, Lio has definitely fucked up in not looking into the FCK situation earlier, because there was a lot of there was circumstantial evidence given to Lio, or not given to him per se, but it was shown in his vicinity that some fucky shit is going on in the FCK, and he just never bothered to make sure his I's are crossed and his T's are dotted. Or whatever the fuck. Reverse. Fuck. It's the other way around. But you know what I mean? Like, because Akumu wasn't given the entire fucking FCK server from the jump. Like, he was drip fed it by Teddy. He was drip fed the FCK by Teddy. But even from what little Teddy was showing, there was like concerning shit going on in the server, and just Lio just did not give a fuck, and he lied for Peaches, like, just unequivocally. Lio denies this, but he did. He swept for Peaches. Can't stand people who die on that hill. Yeah, even when they fucked up, man. But yeah, like, I think modern Lio would fucking rip Toasty in half, like in a fucking Discord call. I think. You definitely hold them account for every single fucking thing that they did. And I mean, Thuman is just nicer about it. Thuman is just nicer about doing it.
Spin up some pretty story about what happened, something I can only assume that they did with their friends, or they simply assumed I was a clout goblin who didn't know much about the FCK, given my small presence in the space, and the presence of Lio would have definitely proved that wrong. Simply put, being a bitch. But if you're watching this video, Ruby, I'd still love to have a chat. I'll even ask for Let to boil up a cup of tea. My final thoughts. The events of FCK may have happened years ago, but the actions of those involved are still felt to this day, and the long-term effects of trauma of the victims of Ruby and the others in FCK shouldn't be dismissed. I understand that people may learn and grow, but that requires action. That requires taking accountability for what you did and not simply slipping into another space, especially in the case of circles I mentioned previously that have minimal age gating in their servers and communities. For Timeworks, take issues raised to you seriously. Ruby should have never stayed in that server as long as they did, and given us
It's like, I would say at the very least, heavily age gate your fucking server, and if not, then just completely ban NSFW anything. Like, if you're going to allow minors in your community, it should be like full stop. You're not allowed to talk about sexual anything. You're not allowed to do any of that shit. And it seems like that was a rule, but it was just not enforced when it came to Toasty, weirdly enough.
Word search in your server, your mods really need to be a bit more strict, given the fact of how young your community is. For the VTubers in this video, cutting off a friend who has done horrible things is difficult, but the correct thing to do. Allowing this person to fester in your spaces only opens up for the possibility of them to continue as they once were. I mean, you really want to keep up the stereotype of horrible people hiding out in the VTubing sphere to continue. And finally, to all the people who have sat through this very long video, thank you. This video took a while to make, with many bumps in the roads, such as my new microphone simply not working, meaning I had to record all of this on my phone. A special thanks to those on screen.
This is like, this is one of the reasons why I tend to keep to myself when it comes to like online communities. Like, I don't want to tie myself to communities because of shit like this. Because it's just like, I don't want to have to, number one, I don't want to have to deal with someone else's fucking mess. I'd rather deal with my own problems and my own messes personally. But also it's like, there's just so many unsavory people associated with, like, you know, furries and fucking like, well, obviously furries, but like, I don't know. I keep to my fucking self because of fucking reasons like this. I don't want to be around people like that.
Voices for this video, and the creator of this video's thumbnail, Hidden Heroine, who is currently working on a Mount Olympus video, so go subscribe to them to see when it comes out. This has been Yan. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to bed.
Okay. And now we get to watch them confront Toasty.
I don't want them dragged into. I don't want them dragged into a drama they have nothing to do.
Okay. Right here. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die.
Into it. Rex Silvermoon was one of the many people I had mentioned by previous video, and at the time of recording, they were still associated with Toasty. This has now changed, as seen in the screenshot screen. They had explained the reasoning for this on them having not looked into the research properly, which they have now since corrected.
No shit!
Kate Fission was one of the people who had blocked me on reception of my message in my original video. That has now since changed, and Kate has been helpful with me looking into Toasty during this time frame and passing me any other relevant information. Through them, I had learned that Toasty did have a community Discord server. However, from their own experience, it did have an NSFW channel, but it was heavily age-gated. The server has now since been deleted in an attempt to make it 18+. Kate has now since also made a document and also streamed their experiences regarding Toasty, and has now entirely cut them off. I will be linking the document in the description down below for those who wish to read it. Timeworks. As a shock to absolutely nobody, least of all me, Timeworks has yet to respond to any of my messages regarding the Toasty situation, and has also ignored a Twitter post I had made where I had pinged them in it. Am I surprised? No. They're a large channel, and they can seemingly afford to ignore information and accusations against them. I felt like they might have done the right thing, but here we are. Team Ancilla. Team Ancilla was one of the more
Stay the fuck out of my DMs, away from my fucking community, and go fuck yourself.
Colourful responses I got in my previous video. They had since made a community post about it quite vaguely.
Hey guys, quick little thing. Remember that drama tuber thing I posted about a month ago? Don't worry, like I said, it hasn't blown up. This is literally all I'm gonna say on this matter, and then it's back to regularly scheduled.
Dude, I love this.
The drama
I
people
love
made
this.
their little videos.
Oh, the fucking roaches have come to fucking scatter, dude. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Listen to this fucking response. It's like, now I've been made aware of the Toasty situation. I am now going to distance myself from Toasty Vanilla until further notice. Thank you. Goodbye. Like, holy fuck.
I'm not going to interact or make responses. It really is a nothing burger, and this isn't worth my time or energy. I've got a family to take care of, college courses to attend, work to do, and a channel and a community to run. That said, the situation is pretty messy, and I'm someone that believes in integrity and, more importantly, building a safe and healthy community. So with that in mind, I'm going to distance myself from Ruby Letter Fluid for a while until the situation either resolves itself or becomes more clear. If you know the whole thing, you know, especially those on my Discord. TLDR, people are accusing Ruby of really serious stuff. Ruby has lots of compelling counter evidence and has been pretty transparent with me and other creators.
Where the fuck was any of that, Toasty? Apparently, and I think this is also referred to in the Discord, in the interview fucking thing. Toasty apparently has really crazy, awesome screenshots that totally fucking vindicate them. Why did you run? If you had this, why did you run? It just doesn't make any sense. If you had information that pled to your innocence, why the fuck did you run? Shouldn't you just have stayed and shown it and like defended yourself?
I believe Ruby, alongside other VTubers, and now we're being roped into it despite wanting nothing to do with
Schrodinger's
this.
evidence, yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care about people trying to spew BS about me. I know who I am, and frankly, anyone who even bothers to look into my very public record will see who I am. I believe in kindness, love, and protecting people. I will fiercely fight for people if I think that they have a good heart. I'll also be combative when I feel it's prudent or required. I'm also very, very protective of y'all. I don't want people to harass or hurt me.
That's like the most colorful way of just saying, I'm a huge bitch. I'm just a bitch. I don't want to contend. Whenever one of my homies are getting called out for shit, I'm just going to be a bitch. And I'm not going to fucking be objective with my analysis or
members
whatever.
of my community, and I don't want people to feel unsafe.
To try and scare them
I have
away,
many
maybe.
people, some of whom have survived serious traumatic events, whom I'm actively supporting. Nobody needs petty childish drama, especially them. And because of that, I'm gonna make the hard call and do what's best for y'all. You come watch me for laughs, nerdy content, my stupidity, my rants, my shouts, my played up fury. You're not here for a he said,
Played
she
up
said,
fury,
blah, blah
huh?
YouTube drama festival. And the situation feels less cut and dry every time it gets brought up. I don't want to be the kind of person who jumps and shouts at every little thing. I'll call bullshit where I feel like it is needed, but I also know when to back off and let some sleeping dogs lie. So yeah, it's not the first time I've distanced myself from someone I know.
No,
If it
the hell
comes to
you
it,
don't.
I'll offer harsh condemnation, but I really don't think I'm gonna have to do that. The drama tubers have not exactly given me a reason to believe them, and to me, they're very disingenuous with their conduct. Hell, even my friend Galaxy is okay, who is a sizable drama tuber herself at some point, picked through a video and wasn't impressed. Regardless,
Your friend is either lying or retarded. like if they went through Okumu's 9-hour-long video, just to put this into perspective, in case anybody didn't see me watching that, there is arguably too much information. It is very hard to process everything that happened, because Okumu shows every single fucking thing that happened. that was fucky with the whole FCK, to varying degrees of severity. He shows his whole fucking hands, but to sit there and say, it's not impressive at all. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit. There's plenty of evidence that Toasty was fucking a nefarious actor.
I'm not stupid. I'm not stubborn. Well, actually, I'm very stubborn. So stubborn it annoys the crap out of people.
A random
in my
video?
life.
Yeah, it could be a random video.
I'm not going to shove my head in the sand. I know when to sit back and observe.
But here's the thing. They're referring to a video like, oh, my drama tuber friend picked apart a video. Yen had sent the FCK Maxim video to this person. They had sent this video to this fucking person. So, and I think they probably sent other videos, but it's like, they sent the Maxim video, so they might be referring to the Maxim video.
Okay, half-ass statement done. Feel free to ask questions on my Discord if you want. I believe in transparency. Got nothing to hide. I've always been an open book, even about my flaws. But otherwise, back to normal and Scylla scheduling. Let's play some Sonic Generations tonight.
After my conversation with Toasty, that you will see in this video, people had apparently been harassing them and also their partner. Firstly, how can I harass someone I didn't even know existed? And the apparent harassment I had learned was with an ant typing, Yen says hi in one of their live chats. I don't know how that's harassment. But again, Toasty had asked me to help put a stop to the apparent
You said hi, this is very harassing.
But given I have yet to see actual proof of harassment, and aside the fact that in a community post, they had opened up the chance for people to ask questions on the situation.
Those
but
damn
had instead
drama
hit people
tubers,
from
yeah.
live chats.
Is that a reference to the fuck? What the hell was that? What the hell was that person? It's the Carol the Wolf drama, right? It's like those damn Kiwi farms or whatever the fuck. Is that what
Along
you're
with the fact that
referencing?
Ancilla had said indefensible things about the FCK victims not being actual victims, I have no reason to defend them. I had then later had a conversation with Ancilla to get a more clear understanding of what their intentions are.
Hi, this is a long and rambling message from my phone. I literally just typed all this out after gathering my thoughts. I'd like to start by personally apologizing to you. I'm not the kind of person that will die on a hill even when I'm wrong.
I love this is after the video. It's so amazing that this is after the video. It's like, oh, I realized the errors of my ways when I came off as a giant fucking retarded bitch.
If you are
maybe
a
shouldn't do
the
that.
right thing, and that everything you've done has been done because you want to right wrongs, then I cannot, in good conscience, maintain my statement to you. I should have taken the time to talk and listen. I shouldn't
Never
have even
actually
gotten involved
that,
in the first place. Between others,
Is
coming
this
to Ruby's
Safin
defense-
speaking? This the other. No, I think it is Safin. Hold on, give me a second. Team Ancilla. It's Ancilla. Sounds like a disease.
and my close friendship with her, I thought that you were a grifter drama channel
You
that
have
was
terminal
among other things,
Ancilla.
trying to use her as a scapegoat for the atrocious behavior of others. I will also say that the actions of others who've come into my stream and comments and socials, not to mention the fact that you've been mentioned by name in vaguely worded attempt to intimidate me, reinforce this assessment. Perhaps I was wrong, and I hope I am. I had until recently always been under the impression that Ruby had been troubled youth who had made mistakes at the time of the whole FCK.
Dude, and they do this in the fucking interview. It's like, oh, I was groomed. And dude, I think this is like towards the end. Toasty starts talking about how they were like, quote unquote, groomed. And the timeline doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It just starts falling apart from the seams. And I think Thuman recognized that and was starting to put pressure. It's like, wait, hold on, this doesn't make any fucking sense. like how is this an excuse?
Situation. I thought that she was someone who, now as an adult, was trying to live her life and do better. To an extent, I still believe that, but I didn't know the full scope of her actions. I still don't know, but I know more than I did before. I condemn her actions, the hurt caused, and the whole situation altogether. I don't condone anything. Now that I've taken the time to look at various videos, and now that I've held Ruby accountable in private just now, I can say that I'm disgusted with what I've seen and am now aware of. And for that matter, I've known for a fact that creators like Lady Saffron and others would never, ever, ever be okay with this. And I know they're not okay with this. They want to let this go. I wanted to do the right thing.
This isn't something you can't. You let it go by either banning this person from your fucking community after looking into it. Don't just ban them because other people are saying that you should ban them. Actually look into it. Come to your conclusion. The conclusion you should come to is that Toasty is someone who hasn't faced any fucking accountability for their actions, and they cannot exist in your fucking server in good conscience. How can you trust that this person has changed when they haven't faced a fucking second of accountability? Which later they kind of somewhat do in the interview, but they're pussyfooting around it. They're still in denial about a lot of the things that they fucking did and said, and they're trying to obfuscate the ever-loving hell out of their relationship with fucking Teddy. But that's the conclusion that you reasonably should come to, is that this person you cannot trust this person to exist in your community at all. But either fucking way, man.
At the time, I thought I was. But the more and more the situation got brought up and the more I learned, it started to become less clear-cut. To the point that, as I've said, I don't want anything to do with this. I do, however, genuinely believe that Ruby has changed as a person, and that she wants to do better. It is true that she—
Bull fucking shit. Then why run? Then why run?
has been there for me during dark times, and she hasn't ever taken advantage of me and our friendship. But she can't—
How the hell do you know? It sounds like you were lied to, so you actually were taken advantage of. You actually were taken advantage of, actually. Considering you're now saying like, oh wow, now I'm fully aware of this situation and how bad it is. I'm actually going to start distancing myself from Toasty. It's like, okay, so you were lied to, so you were taken advantage of. Your hospitality was taken advantage of.
Anything back. Nobody can. She can't undo the past, and no amount of good will ever change the fact that people got hurt, including her, the people she hurt, and the people around them. And, for that matter, as a survivor of many things, as someone who has actively helped other survivors of everything from rape to abuse and PTSD, the thought that I might inadvertently enabled some bad people makes me ill. Again, I just wanted to do the right thing, and I thought at first that I was. Not so sure anymore. I'll be honest, I don't know who to believe or trust. Frankly, the only person who I do trust is Lady Saffron, who is a brilliant woman of integrity and intelligence that I value greatly. I don't want to be involved.
Oh, it's probably due how Akumu refers to Toasty, you know, the transphobia regardless. Well, to be fair, when Akumu was doing his FCK videos and shit like that, Toasty was he, him, right? Toasty is trans now, but I mean, yeah, I mean, Akumu is transphobic, but who fucking gives a fuck, right? That him being transphobic shouldn't change the evidence he's presenting. Like him being mean and not wanting to refer to people's preferred pronouns that has no impact on his evidence that he's showing at all.
Of this anymore. I'll level with you, and this isn't to throw a pity
He's a big
party, of
he's
course.
a
I
big
own my
meanie.
mistakes.
He's a big meanie
that
head.
said, my physical health has been rough
Big
for a while.
whoop.
Financially, we're in a bit of trouble. My family just lost our house, so we're in the middle of a chaotic and last-minute
World's smallest violin.
move. I'm busy with college, trying to make ends meet, etc. I don't need any of this YouTube drama. I shouldn't have gotten involved with it in the
Doesn't
first place,
change
as I
anything,
said. I know that there are so many others out there that are in pain, struggling, and part of why I make content is to help with that. I'm not a perfect person. I think this whole thing has shown that. The only things I can do are my best and try to do what I think is right. That's why I'm talking to you. And I
don't act so overzealous. Oh my fucking god. You're clearly just self-interested. That's the only reason why you're crawling back and putting an apology, because so stupid. Such pussyfooting.
I hope that on that
dumb
mentality,
shit.
we are the same.
Thank you for getting that clear. Again, I do hope to use this experience as a learned experience. If you have seen my video, you will know I made it clear that Ruby wasn't the only bad actor in FCK, and your general responses to what had happened was disheartening, given it was dismissing the victims without you having actually looked into the case yourself, despite my attempt to inform you, along with your YouTube post, where you leave yourself open to questions, and yet your response to people doing so, or poking at that possibility, leaves you very defensive, so it does leave quite the bad taste.
It can put some people off, which is why your TLDR would be helpful. Well, I mean, Thuman's also making a video on the FCK. It's been a long fucking time now, though. But yeah, I think, I mean, Thuman's video is gonna have a wider reach, but I still want to try and do it anyways.
Do not know your partner, so I or others wouldn't even know to harass them. Also, nobody has any reason to do so, as they haven't done anything. And if your stance has changed, that's fine by me. There is one part I would like some clarity on, and that is your reference to Galaxy is okay. It's been to my understanding that they have been out of the community for a long time. If they do have anything
Spawn a
credence to
combat
Toasty's
shield?
offense, I would love to hear it.
I appreciate your candid answer, and you're right. Let's be frank. I fucked up on my end of things no matter how well-meaning I was. If I may offer clarity on the matter of my post about taking questions, that was mainly directed at my community, but also others. However, when I started getting some pretty messy comments, it muddied the waters, if that makes sense. I frankly didn't know who was a good faith actor and who was just trying to cause a problem, so I mostly just ignored things because I felt it wasn't
Imperial
worth it.
piss.
Especially because of everything that's been happening in my life. I just didn't have the energy to parse through who was and wasn't genuine. I was so fierce because I thought that a lot of these claims were false, and in turn my thoughts were on how false claims hurt real victims. Some of which, again, I actively support and help around my community. False claims make it so actual victims are often unable to get the justice and closure they need, as you surely know. As for my partner, I've done stuff with her in the past, and she got some nasty messages recently, so given everything, we thought it had to do with the Ruby situation. If not, then that's just fine. I'd rather be wrong.
I do want to make this look better. I want to make this, God, because the yellow and red just doesn't mix. It just looks like mustard and ketchup. Like I wish there was more, like, more ways you can make this look better for the Imperial Fist.
Don't want her anywhere near this. I have, however, been
Oh, you know, I can maybe turn him into a Crimson Fist.
attacked in my comments and socials and in my stream yesterday. I'll also add that my initial dismissal was, again, because I was under the impression that I was being lied to by malicious parties, especially when other creators thought the same. But yes, this is a learning experience. And I'll readily admit there was also a part of me that was just in reckless denial. I couldn't imagine Ruby was capable of these things at the time. I'm also even more disappointed in myself because this isn't the first time I've looked at another creator and called them out and walked away. There was a fairly prominent guy in the 40k community, Zoro. Lots of people loved him, lots of creators. He turned out to be a pedophile. So the moment I got all the dates from the other creators and learned of everything, I got
Sons
right
of
out
the
of there.
Phoenix.
And walked
I'm
away.
not. I only want to do ones that I'm aware of at least.
The very least in this whole thing, Ruby actually wants to do better, unlike Zoro.
Bullshit.
I'm proud of her for that, but I'm also extremely disappointed in her as well. I'm also hurt and, well, pissed to hell and back. Others are too, especially because we went out to bat for her. That's not the cast to blame off for everything. Again, I made my mistakes. I hope in that you can forgive me, and I also hope that we can part ways amicably. Oh, right, and as for Galaxy, yeah, she stopped making content with both of us for teens. When I talked to her about it, she decided to look into it. Basically, her opinion was that the story was a bit too, not neat, but incomplete. Like, she...
How the fuck? Too neat, but not complete. They're referring to the Maxim video. Because when they say too neat, like, is that referring to, like, the amount of evidence that Akuma is providing? I guess. But not complete. How is it not complete? It is literally so much detail to the point of ad nauseum, to the point it is nauseating the amount of fucking detail that is in that fucking video. How the fuck is it not clear what the fuck was going on? How the hell?
felt like that the way things were presented, coupled with some details from Ruby, made the current...
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Coupled with some details of Ruby makes it really hard to follow. Wow, it's almost like someone is lying. Is it A, the person who shows a metric fuckload of evidence? Or is it B, the person who seemingly is showing one-sided, random, tangential things that have nothing to do with the situation at all? Huh. Because I know what they're referring to when they're talking about Toasty showed evidence. Toasty refers to what they have. Toasty refers to what was shown in, or what they have, and apparently them and Teddy, according to Toasty, had a toxic relationship, and they were both mutually shitty to each other. Which, I mean, Teddy was a fucking child. Like, how much weight does their actions really hold compared to yours? Grown-ass man, grown-ass woman, whatever the fuck.
Way everything is being talked about extremely incomplete. She felt other people needed to be held to account. Not that Ruby was innocent of everything, but she felt like certain parties were being disingenuous. Oh, and thanks for
That's vague.
listening.
No worries, and thank you for reopening the line of communication.
Of course, it was the right thing for me to do. I'm going to be departing from this whole thing now. So will
After
others.
getting put
I
on
don't want
blast,
to make
yeah.
a statement, and I would rather just retract my previous statements. As I've said, I don't want anything to do with this mess anymore. I want to learn from it and get back to what I do. My community doesn't need it, the people around me don't need it, and I'm too busy.
Oh,
but
that
if
texture
need
looks
be,
so
I
fucking
can make a
good.
statement.
I think a less vague statement on a stream or something would be good, but again, balls in your court.
Integrity and transparency, as I like to say. And for the victims of this whole thing, let them
Haha,
know that I'm sorry
bazinga,
for not
yes.
hearing them for what it's worth. I'll make a post on YouTube and announcement on Discord, as only people who are in the server / follow posts really know about any of this. If asked on stream, though, yeah, I'll say something there too. With that, I hope you have a good night and also a good life. Wishing you and everyone the best.
Future Yen here. It now turns out that Ensolia did make a community post on their YouTube. So, all in all, it seems that things have come around quite nicely in the end, where people who weren't fully aware of what Ruby / Toasty had done in the past have now been informed and have made the decision to distance themselves from them,
Okay,
including those in their own friend group who
Wow.
were unaware of their previous actions.
Imagine that.
And now we're on to the main part of this video. The way that this call came about is quite interesting. I had noticed that Rex Silvermoon had actually re-added me again and said that Ruby did want to speak to me. Ruby then sent me a friend request, and then we started talking and arranging a date. I agreed under the terms that, again, I could...
Wait, what? Imperial Fist have a Blood Angel syndrome where their successors are kind of meh, aside from one or two very popular ones. I was gonna say, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like the fucking, they have the Crimson Fist and the fucking Black Templars. Like those are like pretty fucking awesome.
Bring another person with me, but it wouldn't
Yeah,
be like the
yeah,
last
no,
time.
I get what you
I
mean.
didn't bring Lyra with me this time. I decided to bring Fuman, who you may know as someone who has been very much looking into the FCK situation and is working on their own complete video on the entire situation. Now, you may notice in the call, Toasty had asked us to not include anything in relation to Slummers, also known as Hoji, in the actual final upload of the call. Me and Fuman had decided to go against this, as there was no real reason for doing so, along with the fact that Toasty had apparently lied when they said that they had permission to speak on Slummers' behalf. So, let's get into it.
Dinner. Hold on, I'm getting Discord call.
There's something I want to bring up before anyone starts recording as like a bit of context. If
God,
that's
I need to
okay.
clear my throat.
Me and Hoji are friends. We're very close friends.
I think Hoji is Slammer's. I think? I don't know. That detail's kind of money to me.
I don't want to be open about this because I know people are very willing and able to use that as a weapon against her. But me and her have talked extensively about this throughout the years. We've been through this together. Like, we've talked a lot about it. And I want just it to be clear, we've moved past this as, like, close friends.
That is fucking great that you've moved past it. That doesn't magically change what the fuck you did, cunt. Like, what?
And we've forgiven each other for, like, anything that we've done to each other.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to, like, just be clear, because that's gonna not be easy to hide as, like, this recording goes on. That
I'm sure if there was enough wiggle room, you would try. You would try and hide it.
Yeah, we're friends. Also, I do have her permission to speak on her behalf throughout some of this, because some of this does
Hold on, I
require
need a
her point of view
reference.
to, like, kind of explain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do have to disclose that I have interviewed Hoji and I have her point of view on a lot of...
I'm aware of that. We've also talked about that too.
Yeah. I mainly have like a list of questions that I want to go through one by one. And if anything comes up or you feel like you want to clarify things, we will give you like the platform to do so.
Okay. I think I'm okay with that. I am like nervous because it's the first time I've done this. Or this is like the first time I've kind of like made myself publicly available, if you know what I mean.
Why is that?
I just kind of wanted to be clear. I do want to like settle things in a way that's beneficial
Yeah, that's why you
for
ran.
everyone. But at the same time, there was a lot of fucked up shit that happened to me. And a lot of it...
There was a lot of fucked up shit that happened to you? Wow. That's great. This is not about that.
I want to like throw out and not look at it anymore.
Just immediately playing the victim. Like, it's
But like,
insane.
a lot of it I'm not going to be able to ignore.
Is there anything else you want to say before we officially start?
Is this like Yen's thing and then you're just kind of here as like power balance or is this both of y'all's things?
What this is going to be, a lot of the questions is going to come from Fuman because they have a lot more of an in-depth understanding about what to really ask about because they have been covering this a lot more in depth than I ever have, and that's how it's going to go. So it's mainly is going to be Fuman who is going to be asking you the questions. I might chime in here and there and as needed, but that is how it's going to go.
Soul drinkers? That's
But
fucking
we're-
awesome. What the fuck?
We're not coming in here with the intention of screaming at people. We want full transparency as much as possible. That is like all we want, and I think that is in the best interest for everyone.
Okay.
If you are as honest as possible. And even then, I know it's going to be hard for people to believe, given the past and everything that has happened. I will obviously still doubt stuff that you say, but I would like you to speak into yourself to be honest when questions are asked.
Last thing. I'm doing this primarily so that I can uninvolve people that are currently in my life. I know some of them are talking to you.
Okay, so completely selfish decision on your end. I understand.
I don't know the full extent of it, but I know that they're talking to you. And if they want to be involved, they can be involved. But to the people that you've reached out to, the whole point of me being here is so that you don't have to go do that to get me to like do something. You know what I mean?
I see.
So as long as like they get left alone and they don't get dragged into this, because I want...
Well, if you didn't want that to happen, why'd you fucking lie to them?
want to be the only person that realistically has to suffer from this. I don't want them to like have to go answer for my own actions. I'd rather answer for my actions.
Yeah.
So as long as...
But there
Just
is
like
one
Winning
thing.
Sting,
When I was approaching all of these people, it was to make sure that they had an understanding of what had happened and what you did. And as I'm guessing you have seen the interactions I've had with the people that I have approached.
They were
a lot of
aggressive.
It seems to be. It's not even that was the issue. It was very dismissing of the things that had happened. And I don't know, given the past and how far ago you had talked to these people, probably is how I'm assuming when you had told these specific people about what happened. Did you tell them a lighter story of what had happened compared to what had
told them
in FCK?
I told them the as summarized of a summary I could give them.
Wait, what? Someone other than mods and Salty Sea Dog? Well, I mean, I'm a smaller streamer. It's to be expected that I'm gonna have like one chatter.
What I remember happened.
That's like talking a lot more than other
I go by
people.
she, her now. I used to be Toasty Vanilla, and I used to go by he, him. I want to give this important. I left ArtCC when I was 19 because I felt that it was destroying me and making me a worse person.
Oh, that's why you left. Oh, that's interesting. And that just coincidentally just happened to tie in to the moment that the FCK shit was going on. Wow.
And so I took drastic action to separate myself from all the people I was involved with. And then 3 years later, I slowly reintegrated back into content creation.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and start the questions, and we can kind of pick your brain.
Not reading the whole chat again?
Why
Wait, what? But how are the soldiers have been revived as Primaris chapters, and now they're trying to find out what the real legacy? Oh, okay.
Some of the things happen that happened in that server. So, how did the FCK or Flute Club server even come about?
It came about because you know who Madame is, right?
Yes.
Madame, that whole thing?
Yeah.
So the server was, do you know who Zach is? I don't know if that's the name he currently goes by. I don't know if that was his alias, but that was the 12-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. He, as far as I understand it, and as far as me and Slimmers have talked about it, he made the server with a bunch of Madame mods to give Hoji, I'm going to call her Hoji, to give Hoji
Slimmers.
support
Hoji is Slimmers.
what she was going through. And then Hoji invited me into the server later on. So that's how it initially became a thing. Then when then after all that kind of concluded, me and Hoji were like closer as friends. We weren't like great friends, but we liked each other. And we kind of were like, hey, what if we invited all of our friends into this, and then we kind of made this our own thing. And so from that point, what had happened is it was still her server, but I was like bringing people into it, and she was bringing people into it. We brought artists and content creators for the purpose of just making content together. There was an admin that kind of oversaw everything. He wasn't associated with either my group of friends or Hoji's group of friends. He was kind of separate. And anytime we like wanted anything done administratively, we kind of went to him and be like, hey, this is kind of what we want to do. Can we do this? And then he would be like, yeah. He was given like kind of like God mode by the server owner, who we didn't know was 12. At least as far as I understand, he made the server. I think someone else could have made the server, but either way, the server owner gave him that, and then he kind of oversaw everything when like anything went wrong. So that's how the server came to be.
God, I wish I didn't fucking clip, because that kind of does look cool.
Hoji's server and more of my server as like kind of months went on, because I was just more, how do I say? The word that we use to like kind of, when we talked about it, we were like, I was kind of just more charismatic, more open, more talkative, more like accepting to like kind of make this my project. And then over time, then she kind of, people then started to see it as more my server than it was her server. But the server was made for her, and ultimately it was a server for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick.
It's still so fucking weird that they're still talking to Slimmers after all this fucking, like, I don't, that does not sit well with me.
Who was the admin? Because
I don't remember his name. I knew him as Null, but I don't know anything about him. I could
Mini
go
Bulwark
into my old account and I could go dig up RDMs with him. That might take a while. I won't be able to do that now.
I mostly like tactical.
I
mostly like tactical.
I could try to give you more information on that. The thing is, I just didn't know a lot about him.
Okay.
I only went to him whenever I wanted to like do something, like make a change or kick someone out.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand with a banner. Oh, right, true.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any proof, screenshots, anything to back up your side of the story will help. So, if you have any, definitely like you can share them in this group chat. I wanted to ask you, were you aware of Zach's age when you were in the server? When did you find out about their age?
I found out about it.
And Zach was the 12-year-old, 14-year-old?
Like when all of this started coming out.
How did you find out?
I was by just observing the drama from a distance. I was just like, what the fuck? That guy was 12?
Bull fucking shit, dude. Bull fucking shit, man. And, like, everyone was so open about their fucking ages in the FCK. I just highly fucking doubt that you did not realize that person was fucking 12.
He didn't tell anyone. And I didn't know him.
Toasty lies all the fucking time. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, it could be technically. I don't know. I need to know more about the Zach shit
On any personal level to like be able to suss it out. If I'm being fully honest, I thought he was around our age. He was a Madame mod. No one knew him that well. He had his group of friends on that server that he kind of brought into. One of which I'm going to talk about later because I feel gross about what I said to her. But I'm gonna get into that later. But he had his own group of friends that he brought in, and then over time they stopped becoming involved in the server, and it just became a server on their list. But I found out when everyone else found out.
Okay. Were you aware they had a VC channel in the FCK server?
What do you mean? Like their own VC channel?
Yes, called Zach's VC channel.
No, I don't think. I as of right now, this does not ring any bells to me. So that could have been like a thing that they had that was like private from like everyone else because like they owned the server, and that sounds like that.
Oh wait, no. Okay, Zach. Wait, no, Zach was the guy who made the server? Dude, I'm still fucking piecing this shit
What it was.
together.
I think you can see it on Bencord, but I haven't started using Bencord until recently.
Were you aware of Slimmer's age when you befriended her?
Yeah, I was.
And your
Everyone
age
was.
Could you
Uh,
state the ages?
She was 15, I was 18.
How did you feel about the age gap?
At that point in time, I was like, it was 2 years and 11 months. And I saw that as, oh, I've interacted with like this age gap before. I was in high school. She was also in high school. And
wording, phrasing.
The way I saw things back then was kind of, hold on, let me collect my,
I don't know if I'm gonna watch this whole thing. I might cut it up into 2 parts, honestly. Like I might like tomorrow before work I could maybe watch the rest of it. Because this is like a 2-hour long thing.
The way I saw things back then was we're close together in age. Like you've done the same things I did when I was 15. I don't feel like we're doing anything that's unusual for.
Dude, that is just what an insane fucking mindset. It's like, well, I did the same things you did as a kid, so I guess it would be perfectly fine for me as an adult to like talk to you this way. It's like, okay, dude.
Teenagers to do, because I didn't have a sexual attraction to her. I never had. So the way I saw anything that we did together was just like goof, just like fun. But initially, when she initially invited me to the server, there is those set of screenshots where she posts porn, and then I, in response, be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is, like, really weird.
No. That is so bullshit. Like, this is where my bullshit radar goes off like fucking crazy. What?
But initially, when she initially invited me to the server, there is those set of screenshots where she posts porn, and then I, in response, be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is, like...
That's not the Toasty I know. You would not do that. That is not a reaction that would come out of you.
Like, really weird. Why would you do that? I don't think that's exactly what I said, but I said something around those lines. And then in return, she said...
Conveniently, by the way, those messages just don't exist.
Shut the fuck up. I'll draw porn of your OC next. And then
those messages have never been provided.
I say, okay, bet. That is me kind of joking in an, like... I don't know how to process what she just said to me. But I also, she's more popular than me, so I want her to like me. So
so you were groomed. You were groomed into being okay with it.
Kind of go along with it. But then we get to a VC, and I kind of tell her, hey, I don't think I want you to do that. I don't think...
Wait. No, this does not sound like something that you would do, motherfucker. Are you kidding me? Speaking of Caro, yeah, I think Caro, funny enough, Caro did the same fucking thing. They rebranded as a VTuber. Hold on, let me move this a little bit. What's this about? What? Wait, this is real? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? The Zeus Sadist leaks? Bro! What? That is fucking crazy. Oh my fucking god. I cannot believe this is being covered by mainstream news. By mainstream shit. Wow. Okay. Good. I'm glad. Dude, Caro must be shitting their fucking pants right now. Oh my fucking god. This is good news. This is good news. It can be bees.
We get into a VC, and I kind of tell her, hey, I don't think I want you to do that. I don't think, I want, I don't think
Beta
I want you to
I don't know
do
who
that.
that
And then
is.
all the people that, like, kind of we were in that VC with, were kind of being like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's whatever. Like, you're not even telling her to do it, so, like, who cares? And I'm like, yeah, but, like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think I would just prefer regular fan art. And at the time, the way, like...
Wait, hold on. I'm still clicking through the thing. This is going to set us back decades. Oh, fucking cry about it, dude. Dude, listen, as a furry, this shit happened, and it honestly needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. I hate people like this. You can't sweep this under. You cannot sweep this fucking shit under. This is something that happened in the fandom, and people's immediate reaction was to jump in defense of Karo. And that shouldn't have happened. They should have actually looked at the fucking evidence. They should have actively... Well, hold on. Actually, no. Hold on. Let me walk that back, because, like, looking at the evidence means looking at horrific shit. At the very least, contend with what people are reporting are in those fucking videos, and plus some of those videos are illegal. But contend with what's fucking happening. Karo was involved in those group chats. Many other popular furries who ran websites. Fucking Sangi ran, or Sanji, whatever the fuck their name is. The snake thing person. That fucking guy ran Ink Bunny. That's the guy behind Ink Bunny. That's like a big furry fetish fucking website that everyone in the fandom knows about. You cannot sweep this. This has to be shown for what it is. Does the director focus on painting the entire furry fandom as zoophiles because of Kuro? Yeah, I mean, you could hope. You can only hope. You can only hope. But I mean, it is what it is. This doc is real. It's gonna be crazy. This is insane. What the fuck is this response? What? Hold on, let me move this. AMC is struggling financially, it seems. Shut the fuck up. You're retarded. Oh my fucking god. Holy fucking shit, dude. What a dumbass. AMC is struggling. This, dude, I shit you not. I shit you not. And this angers me. Hold on. No, this unironically fucking angers me. This unironically angers me. Because since this had happened, I have yet to see anything happen on the internet that was as bad as this. That's how bad it is. That's how bad this whole fucking shit was. The Zoosatus leaks. It is the most repulsive shit you could ever fucking hear. Like, it's not just people are talking about doing things. They're showing it. There's videos of them doing it. There's videos of people... Dude, oh my fucking god, dude. It's awful. It brings back a lot of bad memories. I'm happy that this is being given attention, because Kuro was mucking about with these fucking people. And a lot of these people did get to walk away scot-fucking-free. Kuro never faced any legal repercussions for fucking his dog, which was illegal in his fucking state. And he 100% did. There's videos of him fucking his dog. It's disgusting. I am fortunate enough to have never seen any of the actual videos and shit like that. But I know what's in them. And just hearing about what's in them, I might dedicate a segment to that. We could go over Archive the Wolf. Archive the Wolf is a guy who archived all this fucking shit. He made videos on all these fucking people. This guy archived everything involved with the Zoosatus leaks. This guy archived everything. So that might be something worth going over in the future. Because fuck people who are trying to sweep this up. Fuck people who are like, oh, this isn't something to talk about. It is genuinely one of the worst fucking things I've ever heard of in my entire fucking life. Like this, I've never. Sappho and Z Carlo they're not close. No. Sappho and Z Carlo, not close. Not close. Mr. Gamer, these people killed puppies and fucked their skulls. Fucked their decapitated skulls. That's the people, that's who we're talking about. Now, Kuro didn't do that. Kuro, funnily enough, was the least worst. All he did was fuck his dog. These people killed puppies and fucked their skulls. And made videos about it. And they were also fucking with kids too. They were also grooming children and shit. When you put it that way, yeah, these people were worse. These people were worse than Sappho and worse than Z Carlo. Those people can face the fucking wall. There is a special hell for the people behind the Zoosatus leaks. Or not behind the leaks, but the people involved in the fuck. Well, the people behind the leaks, but the people that leaked it were other zoophiles. They were like scorned zoophiles or whatever the fuck. Or they were like we're zoophiles and we will rape animals, but killing them, that's too far. We're leaking this information. Like that's why this whole fucking shit got leaked to begin with. But all the people involved in this whole shit can face the fucking wall. There is a special hell for everyone involved in this fucking shit, dude. Dude, it's bad. It's really fucking bad. It's really, really fucking bad. Not even joking.
Kind of saw things as like, oh, she's like really popular. I really want to like be friends with this person because like, she's so popular. Like she was kind of in the celebrity part of my brain, and so I was just kind of like, okay.
Did you react to the MC trailer? Yeah, sure. Dude, it brings back bad fucking memories, dude. This shit made me hate the entire furry fandom. I wasn't a furry at the time when the leaks happened. I wasn't a furry at the time, but this made me hate fucking furries for so fucking long. And eventually I came around to giving them a fair shake. I'm like, I've judged this community harshly. And this was in my like trolls remorse stage. I was like, you know, I don't want to be edgy anymore. I want to be a good person, you know, and all this kind of stuff. Like, I want to be like pro LGBT or whatever the fuck. So I gave furries a chance, and I'm like, well, you know, some of these people are actually pretty cool and chill, and a lot of them, they're not like they weren't these zoophiles that I thought of them as. Like, they're actually like functioning. Most of them are functioning fucking people and shit. Read my previous message. I can't. You retracted it. Oh, the one before the fuck. Wait, what? I mean, like I said, I think Beta is expecting to be furry shock, given current times, which, like, you know. Let's wait and watch the documentary, then we can critique it. What do you mean? Expected to be furry shock? I don't know what you mean. Oh, like the documentary is supposed to be like, yeah, this is the furry fandom or whatever the fuck.
When you have evidence of some serious crime happening, you know, either you're gonna do something about it or you're part of the problem.
People involved in this story are...
Yeah, that's a fucking... That's a fucking amazing... That's an amazing transition, bro.
People involved in this story are...
Furries.
That's a fucking insane transition, bro.
What is a furry? Someone who enjoys anthropomorphic creatures.
Hey.
It's fun and loving and diverse.
You will be accepted. They don't care if you identify as a pineapple.
Wait, how they were gonna drink through the fucking thing, or? Okay, dude. I don't like furries like this, dude. Listen. They not like us, okay? They not like us. All right, this is. I don't do this, dude.
Most
the fucking transitions and shit, dude.
furries are people who would never harm animals.
Oh god, dude. It's just the context, dude. Don't.
One day, I got a call. We have a problem in the community. There were these...
Dude, some of these fucking camera shots are so fucking funny, dude. Oh my fucking god, bro.
Hey, I got a call. We have a problem in the community. There were these postings of videos and pictures.
Oh, wait. So hold on. No, this is interesting. Wait. So people saying that this is going to be painting the entire fandom as a problem.
Harm animals.
One day, I got a call. We have a problem in the community.
We have a problem in the community. Wait, hold on. That might be like an officer. Never mind. I thought that was like a furry talking. I mean, that could be a furry talking. It's like, we do have a problem in the fucking community.
There were these postings of videos and pictures with living and deceased
it was a cop.
Animals.
There were people so twisted.
And they are hiding in plain sight.
It's time that the furry fandom take a stand.
Wait, it's time the furry fandom take a stand? So this sounds like it's not painting all furries as fucking like all these zoophilic freaks.
we nicknamed ourselves the Fur Vengers.
The Fur Venger. Oh my god, you please just call your just be normal. Holy shit, dude. And not everything has to be furry, okay? Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit. You make it sound cringe. I mean, it's noble that you're hunting these people down and you're exposing them, but fuck me, bro. Holy shit.
Let's get these guys.
Be normal. Well, like, be reasonable. Don't call yourself the Fur Vengers. And by the way, we're exposing Zoo-sadist pedophiles who killed puppies and fucked their heads. Like, but we're the Fur Vengers. We're gonna avenge these. Like, please just don't. Just call yourself the Avengers. Whatever. Just call yourself. Don't furify it. Okay. Be normal, dude.
If you want to try to prove that I'm guilty, go ahead, because there's nothing there.
He's been
that was from his original interview with the fucking diaper fucking weirdo. Kiro. That's Kiro's initial interview. Which he says this.
If you want to try to prove that I'm guilty, go ahead, because there's nothing there.
There's a video of you fucking your dog, dumb fuck. There's a video of you raping your dog. And it is your dog. The fur pattern in the video, the face is never shown. The fur pattern of the dog is the exact same, and people were looking around in the environment of the video, and it's Kiro's basement. It's his basement. It matches. Everything matches. It's him in that fucking video. Such a stupid fucking coke, dude.
He's been lying this whole time.
This was
I'm gonna storm about the documentary. If it's gonna be a big drama, if furries are gonna make it a big drama, I will fucking scream to the rooftop that this needs to be covered. This needs to be covered. People need to talk more about this fucking shit, because to this day, not everyone who was caught up in this was held accountable. Like Kiro, for an example. Kiro was never arrested for anything that he did. And he was the least worst, but he raped his dog. He raped his fucking dog. And he was hanging out with zoo-sadists and shit. And apparently he fucks animal corpses too. He's just bro, like, it's awful shit. It's awful, disgusting shit. But other people who were doing that are on the run still. Tim Wynn, this fucking guy. Tim Wynn, the Ouroboros of abuse, this fucking guy was one of the worst. This guy was one of the worst. Tim Wynn, this fucking dude. He was the oldest in the group chat, and he doesn't even identify as a furry. He's just a zoophile. He's just a zoo sadist. He does not identify with the furry fandom at all. He made videos. Like, he made snuff films. He made snuff films. He made snuff films of animals. Like, it's awful. It's awful. It's awful fucking shit. It's disgusting. It's horrible.
Operation.
I had just
You're gonna solve the downvote extension?
kicked a wasp's nest.
You felt like you were kind of opening Pandora's box and you didn't know what was going to shake out.
Just fucking head turns, dude. I can't fucking stand it. Cecil McFly. Yeah, I saw Cecil's videos. I saw Cecil's videos as they were coming out. And Toad McKinley's. I don't know if anybody remembers Toad McKinley. I was watching Toad McKinley's shit, too. He was covering the other people that were sweeping for the Zoo Sadist leaks. The Zooier Than Thou. That name should fucking strike fear and fucking... like, disgust at hearing it, because it is exactly as it sounds. Zero Than Thou is exactly how it sounds. It's awful. The whole fucking shit is awful. July 17th, dude. I might get AMC just to fucking watch this shit. Holy fuck. Lancer covered Kiro and others too. Yeah. Credit where credit is due. I mean, like, here's the thing, dude. I don't know if I'm justified in not liking Lanza, because I could have fucking sworn And dude, eventually I'll look into this. I could have sworn he did this stupid fucking thing with Sappho. Lanza did this stupid fucking thing with Sappho where I might be misremembering it, but he entered her Discord server that was being actively investigated by people, and he went inside of a VC, started trolling, and that caused the whole Discord server to get locked the fuck down and made it harder for people to investigate Sappho. I think I remember that standing out to me. I'm like, why the fuck did you do this? Right? And I can't find the fucking video because he made a lot of fucking videos on Sappho. And I mean, I'll find it eventually. I mean, I might be misremembering, but if I'm wrong, I do want to correct it. So I'll look into it at some point. But
as long as like I have some sort of plausible deniability, I'm not gonna like I don't really care.
Oh wait.
And so she made it. I got excited.
Also, we need to rewind on this. Okay, but that's my reaction to the fucking shit. 4chan brain rot, stupid. That's why. Wait, what? But yeah, the people make creepypasta look still bad. They're off. Wait, but yeah, these people make creepypasta look still bad. What do you mean? Maybe the cop is a furry. Yeah, true. Great tangent. Yeah, dude, that's a shock to me. That is a shock to me. I cannot believe that fucking documentary is coming out. That's crazy.
Kind of, we were in that VC with. We're kind of being like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's whatever.
Oh, Lanza trolling in the Discord? Oh. Wait, what? But yeah, these people make creepypasta look still bad. They're awful. Oh, you mean creeps? You're thinking of creeps? Creeps McPasta? No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I hate the fuck out of creeps, but these people are like demons. The people behind the Zeus 86 are like actual fucking demons. Like the 4chan comment? Oh, the 4chan comment. Okay. Creeps looks tame. Well, yeah. Well, obviously, because all he ever did was groom like multiple children, which is like all he did was groom multiple children. It's like, oh, okay. In comparison to who? Oh, the people that decapitated puppies and fucked their heads. Like, yeah, okay, no, yeah, true.
Like, you're not even
like they also groomed minors too. They were also grooming minors as well.
And telling her to do it. So like, who cares? And I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think I would just prefer regular fan art. And at the time...
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. This is bullshit. Right here. This is bullshit. Complete bullshit. Also, I'm going to get a drink. I'm actually kind of thirsty. I'm going to get a drink. It's going to take 2 seconds. Is the fastest way to get called evil. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it wasn't just grooming minors. I remember this fucking conversation that some of the people in the chat were I don't remember exactly who. I remember their persona was like a green. It was like a neon green furry or some shit. They had molested multiple children. Like it's fucking odd. It's that bad. It's that fucking bad, dude. Like this is not like the dramatization is funny, but like I shit you not, this is like one of the worst fucking things I've ever heard in my entire life.
I don't think I want you to do that. I don't think I don't think I want you to do that. And then all the people that like kind of
will AMC completely miss the mark? I fucking hope not. It would be hard not to, because this is like a very well documented thing.
We were in that VC with. We're kind of being like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's whatever. Like, you're not even telling her to do it. So like, who cares? And I'm like, yeah, but like,
it's other people's fault that you did what you did. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think I would just prefer regular fan art. And at the time, the way like I kind of saw things is like, oh, she's like really popular. I really want to like be friends with this person because she's so
The one that don't. No, not that person. Not that person. Listen. Most furries are unoriginal as fuck. They will just take a fox and just put neon colors on it and call it their fucking persona or whatever the fuck. Like most furries are fucking retarded. They don't know how to make characters. No, it was like a neon green and black, but so many people's personas are like that, so it doesn't narrow it down at all. But I remember distinctly there was someone in the Discord, and not the Discord, Telegram. There was someone in the Telegram chat that had that as a profile picture. It was like a neon green and black fox or wolf, I think, or both. Fuck it. Sometimes people do both. It's like, oh, it's a furry, it's a wolf fox hybrid or whatever the fuck. Unoriginal as fuck. Successor chapters be like, yeah, true. I would say the Black Templars are the most unique though. But have you ever seen Quiet on Set? I didn't see it, but I know it's about.
popular. Like she was kind of in the celebrity part of my brain, and so I was just kind of like, okay, sure, as long as like I have some sort of plausible deniability, I'm not gonna like.
Like, what the fuck is this? Dude, I keep rewinding. They just say you sound crazy.
Like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think I would just prefer regular fan art. And at the time, the way like,
oh wait, no, that's bullshit. I think I would just prefer regular fan art. You mean you, high libido sex freak, who's constantly posting about fuda and sex, and also putting porn bounties on people's heads for people to make pornography of them? You asking for normal fan art? Fuck off. No.
Like, I kind of saw things as like, oh, she's like really popular. I really want to like be friends with this person because like, she's so popular. Like she was kind of in the celebrity part of my brain, and so I was just kind of like, okay, sure, as long as like I have some sort of plausible deniability, I'm not gonna like, I don't really care.
Doom guy
so
easy. Doom like we're talking about Dark Age Doom guy. He mocks the fuck. Like he would be considered a Primarch. That's how fucking powerful he is. He would be considered a fucking Primarch if he was in the Warhammer universe.
Got excited about it because it was a big artist that was popular making something for me, and like I got excited about it and I shared it with the people on the server, and they're like, no, you can't do that. She'll get in trouble if you post it. So the people that I was like, and I don't remember who I was surrounded with at the time. I don't remember the exact time frame, and I don't remember who I had in my life at the time. But I remember that I became so comfortable with the way we interacted with each other was because everyone around me was like, oh, this is not a big deal. It's like, this is like, so whatever. Like, who cares, you know?
I'll put a pin on that for a little bit.
Dude, it's just the framing is like, it was other people. Nobody told me that what I was doing was wrong. It should have been common sense. Simple. Should have been common sense. Well, apparently your brain is so fucked. I don't know what the hell is common sense to you, but general common sense.
And we can circle back to
Fiction protagonist book, or does he go against has a name? I don't know, dude.
streamers later. But I wanted to ask about the creators that were invited into the server. So you said it kind of evolved into something that, like a project of yours, where you wanted to create a network server for creators in the art commentary community. And I noticed that there were really big creators such as LSMark, Cartoonshy, and so many others that were not necessarily active in the server. How did you get people to join the server?
Everyone participated in some sort of way. Because once I invited like Xena, Lucy, Libby, fucking Nezzy, once I kind of had that, like that was like kind of the core of the friend group, was like kind of those group, and then a couple others like Trent and others. But they also participated in it. They also invited people. It wasn't just me getting people in the server. I got like a good initial group, but I remember Ellis Mark was invited by someone else. ZZ invited a couple others. But there's a lot of big creators that were in there that like, they didn't do anything. They didn't know anything. Like Nani didn't do anything. She didn't know anything. Fucking Ellis Mark,
Nux buying the Switch too, yeah. That was the worst mistake of his life, dude.
Those, like Dumpsville, as far as I remember, he didn't do anything. He didn't know anything, and he was invited by Lucy.
What?
This was more than just kind of my project. It kind of became the project of the people around me because they also benefited from it.
So, did you witness any of the adults or the creators being inappropriate with the minors in the FCK server?
Message draw, man.
Oh, absolutely. This is where things get like really hazy, and I have some screenshots. one of like the primary sources of evidence that I have that's been unseen is the group chats, because there was group chats that I archived like ages ago, because I had a feeling something like this would happen even at this point in time. So I've been preparing for this for like a while. So
all the more reason why you just decided to tuck tail and run and not defend yourself. Yep.
I think it's in here. Let me go dig it up.
You can share if the archives, that would be
Wait, LS Mark? No. To be fair, LS Mark was invited to the server. Basically, he never posted. Like, a lot of people got invited to the server and just like didn't at all interact with the server at all. So like, you can't assume that they knew anything, right? Not everyone. Like, Just a Robot was invited to the server and he wasn't active in it at all. There's a lot of people who weren't, a lot of popular people. Dumsville was invited, not active in the server at all, right? So, no, it's not like a condemnation of LS Mark or anything. After Dath Pina and Just Stop. But speaking of Chaos Space Marine, Omega Femidra Astral Claws and Red Crosshairs, nice.
extremely helpful as well.
I'd have to go through them, but I would like to like help on the project.
Did Toby Majestic ever share a nude of their OnlyFans in the FCK server?
In the FCK server? I don't think so. To us, yes.
Because I have corroborating witnesses saying that they saw that. That they saw them post a nude and then delete it.
In the FCK.
I would not doubt that happened, but like
I would not doubt that would happen. Like, oh god, it just gets worse. The FCK just gets worse. It's like fucking Toasty themselves said, I would not doubt that Miss ZZ would do that. Or not Miss ZZ, Toby Majestic. So Toby Majestic, on top of chastising Ben DeLuny for drawing Shotokan, is posting nude images of themselves in a Discord server full of children.
Stand here.
Nice. On top of also drawing Shotokan.
Witness that because I don't have a memory of witnessing that.
Do you remember anything regarding Nezzy Monster, of them being like sexual, other than just like participating in the porn spamming? Like when they were in VCs, like were there sexual talks in front of
I remember having a sexual talk, like a few sexually charged talks with her.
With her or at her?
Who the audience was.
Toasty, you need to specify.
Remember that.
I actually am curious about Hopeless Beaches. So, do you remember that WallyCon picture that they drew of you and them taking a shower together?
Yeah, I do. I remember all the context to it too.
Could you tell us the context, and was it supposed to be a sexual thing?
It was not. God, fuck. I worded this in such a weird way.
It was not, but it's like weirdly fucking sexual, but sure.
The Peaches and was like, hey, I think like nudity without like a sexual context is like pretty cool.
You just sound like a porn obsessed freak that's trying to rationalize why you're so obsessed with naked people.
Because like I had like looked at fucking art where it's like there's nudity, but it's not. It's just very casual.
Wait, you mean like the statue of David? Like the statue of David? Like, oh wow, look at this. Like, how much, dude? It's so fucking crazy. It's like this person saw the statue of David and thought that yes, just draw them bathing each other or whatever the fuck in like a weirdly like sexual but not sexual way. That's totally like the statue of David. Yeah, fuck
like,
off.
There's no sexualness behind it. And I was like telling her about that, being like, I think that's pretty cool. And she was like, and she kind of.
Does he go to the statue of David?
She, like,
yeah, probably, dude.
And then so she drew that, where it was like just us doing like casual everyday things, where
like bathing each
some semblance of nudity, but it's not like in a sexual context. That was the idea.
Not sexual, strictly platonic. Strictly platonic.
And then at the time, I had a crush on her because I thought her voice was pretty. So, I shared it.
Listen. I have, well, I was gonna say I have low standards for women. I kind of don't. I mean, for me to be attracted to, I'm very, very picky with women. Very, very fucking picky. But it's like, dude, Peaches, really?
Around, I didn't think, but not thinking much of it. The point of it isn't supposed to be lolly. That just happened to be the art style that she went with.
Dude, way to fucking throw Peaches right under the fucking bus. It's like, listen, I didn't ask her to draw it like lolicon. She just kind of just made it look like that.
The time.
Okay. I wanted to ask about the incident that happened with you and Hopeless Beaches.
I made it up.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Dude, I love this. This part had me fucking. This part sent me, dude.
At the time.
Okay. I wanted to ask about the incident that happened with you and Hopeless Peaches.
I made it up.
The incident he's referring to, or she, fuck it, whatever, dude. You're a pedo freak. I don't give a fuck, dude. The incident he's referring to is him in a fucking him jerking off in the voice call, in the Discord call. That's what he's referring to. Like, you made it up after repeatedly asserting that it had happened as a matter of a fact, not as a joke, as a matter of a fact, multiple times in both the FCK and interviews, and laughing about it. I mean, I suppose it probably could have been a joke, but it's weird that Peaches never bothered to clarify that didn't happen, right? And if anything, I think I might be misremembering this, or I might be mixing details. I think Peaches alluded to this happening. She never said explicitly that it happened, but in the Discord, she had alluded to it happening. I'm really tempted. Hold on. We got to go to the Maxim video. And I'm going to pull up the transcript. I'm going to pull up the transcript. I am like fairly certain this happened. Wait, Maxor? Oh, Max Kuro. I was going to fuck like Maxor is involved in this? What the fuck? Maxor is kind of weird, not going to lie. Hold on. It's got to load 9 hours of transcripts. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Control F. What do I want to see? VC? Tag Slimmers, okay. Loser for being alone of VC. Peaches, you're here to say you leave soon. Wait, here to stay or you were leaving soon? Because I'm in the middle of something, Peaches. Joining the VC. I'm like fairly certain. I might be misremembering this. But Peaches literally like alludes to this happening. I don't want to get too distracted. This is a 2-hour fucking thing, dude.
Let me explain. I already know what you're gonna fucking bring up. I was alone in the VC.
What did Maxor do?
I didn't know I was in the VC. Peaches joins the VC.
In his video, there's like there's like lolicon fucking, or it's not pornographic, but he does like weird anime bait with like little anime girls. It's really fucking weird. Like it gives me bad vibes.
To make fun of me for being alone in the VC.
I don't think he's probably not a pedophile. But it is weird. That always like kind of set me off.
See, so me and my genius be like, oh, I should tell her I'm fucking masturbating because I think that'll make her laugh. And I told her that and it made her laugh. And that was like
the Genshin video.
Like,
no, not I didn't watch his Genshin video. I kind of just skipped that one. I remember in the Ultra Kill videos, he there was like a couple of cutaway gags or whatever the fuck where there would be like the fucking lolly weird characters on the fucking screen.
I'll tell it to other people. It was a bit that I made up and continued because I got like positive reception for it. Do I think it's fun?
I would not doubt for a fucking second there was a lot of the fucking weird shit in the Genshin video.
Yeah, I know.
So years later, when you were interviewed by Junkie, you actually gleefully told the story again. So was that still another lie?
Yeah, pretty much. I just kept the bit going.
It's so stupid. It's and you know what's dumb is that he knows he can lie about this because Peaches is not gonna come back. He knows like, oh, Peaches is gone. All right, I could just lie about this. Lol.
Okay. Do you have like a habit of lying?
At that point in time, yes.
At that point in time, yeah, I did have a habit of lying, but this time, I'm telling the truth.
It is not consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't lie to like get try to get things that I wanted. I would like lie to like about just like random stupid shit. Like Honestly, just shit that would like put me into more trouble than is worth.
So I love this phrasing. So in the future, if I am to be discovered to have said really awful things, just assume that I was lying. Assume I'm lying.
I fucking told a friend that like, oh, I'm stalking Peaches, even though like in reality I'm just like looking at her Twitter like once a month. I'd be like, yeah, like I'm stalking her, and then they went and told Peaches that, and then that put me into more trouble. And I look back at that, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Like that was like.
Well, you said
sorry, go ahead.
you said you did have a crush on her, so I'd imagine you were actually probably stalking her fucking shit.
I was like, and then when I look back at it, I was like, why the fuck did I do that? That's like, that didn't do anything. Like I didn't have a reason to do that. So like I did have a habit of lying, but it was over like shit that like didn't make
What
me.
the clip was from? Wait, you don't know? You don't know where that's from? That's from Lyle Convoy's. It's timestamped on Lyle's fucking thing. He literally, he's so generous. He's so generous. Oh wait, no, someone else timestamped it, I think. Or Lyle did? No, someone else timestamped it. It's literally timestamped on fucking Lyle's video. Like, right here. It is at 4:19:58.
There's nothing I can say that will convince you that this is fucking extortion.
Good shit. Good shit. Thank you, Doodles.
I just want to. There's one thing before we go on to that, and that is the added thing from that story with Peaches and BC and masturbating. Why did you feel it was appropriate to specifically ping slummers inside of FCK to tell them about it? And from what I can see, there's no indication of you telling it was a joke, and even if it was a joke, there's no excuse for that type of behavior.
Well, like, yeah, I agree. It was fucking weird of me. That's just the relationship I had with
They're
her.
talking about slummers.
At the time, I was just that level of comfortable with her. I don't know. Hold on. Let me find better words.
Yeah,
it's
please
just the
do.
behavior that I had when I was in high school. That's it.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say on that part.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we can move-
but I don't know if because we're getting distracted, honestly. Which is it's fine. It's fine. We get distracted, dude. I'm not not professional or anything. But yeah, with they're referring to Slimmers and fucking Toasty being like weirdly sexual to each other and shit like that. He's like, well, that's just kind of what we did. Like, okay, well, that doesn't make it okay.
Move on to Miss Zizi. Do they have a thigh fetish?
No.
Okay, the reason I'm asking
Bullshit.
is because after looking at the server, they're asking every single person they come across to send thigh pictures. Especially the minors in the server. I believe they almost asked every single minor in the server to send their bare thighs to them.
Nice.
1 second, because
ZZ, cool.
The way I remember it is that I felt like I was the one that was like kind of encouraging that, and so that was a level of guilt I held for a while. So hearing you say it was ZZ,
What?
is
Wait, so that must tell me that there's probably something that we don't know about.
challenging
Why would you blame yourself for the actions of someone else?
a perception of myself that like I had before that is interesting. Could you go into a little bit more detail?
You definitely did ask for them as well, but one thing I realized
It's like okay. It's like you definitely asked for them. You actually definitely did ask minors to show pictures of their thighs, but we're talking more specifically about Z's.
server logs is that Miss Zizi would ask.
You were right to feel that you were creeping on children around that time. Actually, it wasn't just ZZ. Nice, awesome.
Streamers, Mimi, Gar, and the server members to send pictures of their thighs, and they would also
Those
share
were all
pictures
the
of their
minors
thighs
in the
to
FCK. Well,
them.
no ones anyways.
And they would speak very sexually with the minors in the server.
I don't know. I can't speak on her behalf. Like I don't know why she did that. I don't know why that was like a thing. Again, I
don't
feel
cover it for her if you feel like if something happened.
no, I'm being genuine. I don't know why she did that. I'm not aware of any of that. I've known her for a while, and I've known her on an intimate level. I don't have anything to add to that. That's kind of her fight. I feel weird.
No, that's
that I had
fair.
a part in it, though.
Freudian
Like,
slip, probably.
You know, it's just something I hold guilt over.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Do you remember Miss Zizi sexually role-playing with any of the minors in the FCK server.
That happened?
Chat.
No, but I do remember Mimi doing it.
Mimi was a minor at the time.
Yeah.
And Miss ZZ was 23 at the time. Mimi was 17.
Wait, role playing with who? Role playing is a two-way street.
Between Mimi and ZZ?
Yes, there did happen inappropriate conversations with them.
Okay, hold on. I think I do remember this. It was with Art, right?
I'm not sure about that.
Because what I remember is I was in the VC with Slimmers and Mimi, and Xena could have been there. I do not explicitly remember her being there. I only remember the 3 participants. And what I remember is that like Mimi and Slimmers kind of started having like some sort of art roleplay with their characters, and I didn't really understand what they were doing or what was going on, and I kind of felt uncomfortable, so I just kind of left.
Oh, bull fucking shit. Oh my god. Listen, historical revisionism. Everything that I participated in actually made me uncomfortable, so guys, I'm not a pedophile.
If Xena was there, and I don't remember if something like that happened again.
I didn't want to do this, it just kind of happened.
So you have no recollection of ZZ being inappropriate or sexual with any of the kids or minors, and when I say minor, I mean under 18 years old, in the VCs of the FCK server.
I didn't say that. I said I don't remember that specific incident happening. Again, I'm going to refer to my blanket statement. She did not censor herself in any way when like she hung out with us. Like she didn't care who was in VC, just like most of the other people. They just said whatever the fuck they wanted to, and they just did whatever they wanted to.
Do you recall in the when the Toby drama was like starting up, and Bentaluni was thrown out of the FCK server? Nezzy Monster came to you and asked for the Slimmers Not Safe for Work chat or channel to be taken down. Do you recall that?
Do you have a screenshot of it? Because like as it stands, I don't have a memory of it.
Oh my fucking god, dude. There is a fucking screenshot of this. Like, it is so crazy. Dude, it's like this retard did not familiarize themselves with what was leaked in regards to the FCK. I cannot fucking believe they're like, I don't remember this happening. Like, what? That is like one of the most well-known fucking things in regards to the FCK. Everyone talked about it because it's fucking crazy. Post from Kara the Wolf. Wait, is this the real Kara? They rebranded back? What a fucking retard. What a complete retard. They actually rebranded back to Kara. They used to be like the dividing light, whatever the fuck. Oops, I forgot this. Oh, 2 years ago. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot there's a hello internet new video coming things. Oh, they liked it and they commented. Excited to see the AMC documentary on you. Same. Was fun to be a part of. I mean, what? What? You were excited to be a part of this? Are you delusional? Are you delusional? What the fuck? Okay.
I do have a screenshot of it. I'll send it to you later. So you don't remember Nezzy Monster asking you for that server to be taken down? Sorry, for that channel to be taken down.
What was my response to it? Did I even have a response?
Yeah, you said you hit put it into hiding. You hit the channel. You took it down.
Well, not him personally, but one of the moderators he was friends with. 100 hours in Gaza. Okay.
Because I'm trying to like I'm trying to like recover all those memories and figure out like what was going through my head or what.
Easy. Why don't you just go watch Okumu's FCK video? You'll be very familiar with what the fuck happened.
What I was doing during that point in time before I make any any statement really.
In that screenshot, Nezzy asked you for that chat to be taken down, and you hit that channel. My question is, why did you guys wait for Bentaluni to call you guys out on hypocrisy for that channel to be taken down? Now, let me like preface that a little bit.
That's a good question.
To refresh your memory. the whole Toby drama started from Bentaluni making it a big deal that he got thrown out of the server and called a pedophile because he drew a lolicon of drawn porn of kids, basically, which is disgusting. I'm gonna put that out there. It's very disgusting. But he basically called you guys out for being hypocrites because you guys had a not safe for work channel for Slimmers, who was 15 at the time, so a minor, and you guys were asking her to post porn in there, and there was no moderation about that. So his argument was that you guys are putting actual minors at risk, and I'm just drawing fictional minors. And only then, when he called you guys out on that, is when Nezzy Monster came to you to ask for that channel to be.
I love the phrase. The phrasing always stands out to me in that fucking message. It's like, it would be a problem if people found out. That's basically what she said. It would be a problem if people found out that we had an NSFW chat dedicated to a fucking minor. So please remove this for our own sake. Not because it's the morally virtuous or the right thing to do. It's because it will look bad on us.
Hidden, and that is when it was hidden. So why is it that it was hidden?
No principles at all.
And not because it's actually morally wrong to put children in harm's way.
Let me think. Let me clutch my words.
Yeah, think real fucking long and hard about it, buddy.
That would kind of be around the time where, probably like the first time where the kind of behavior that was going on was being called into question. And I think Nezzy saw that and was like, oh, this is bad. And then DM'd me to like take down the channel, and then I probably DM'd the person that actually does all the work to be like, hey, this should be removed. And then I'm guessing they hit it. I'm guessing that was the decision.
Wait, what?
To like take down the channel, and then I probably DM'd the person that actually does all the work to be like, hey, this should be removed. And then I'm guessing they hit it. I'm guessing that was the decision that they kind of made.
But why did it take someone else to point out that for it to be taken down? So here's, for example, like a tweet at the time that you made.
Any answer that isn't, I'm a sex-addicted freak, and I didn't care that a minor was being actively encouraged to be sexual because I was the one who was doing it as well, is just a lie. Like, that's just why. It's like, you're a sex-addicted freak and you don't give a fuck.
Which is, you guys, like, are very much like debating and fighting people over the fact that they're pedophiles if they draw child porn of any kind, which I agree is like a thing. Like, I think it is disgusting that if someone draws child porn, and it does put children in danger, right? But you guys were like on this crusade, but you had minors in your server and you were posting porn in that server a lot, and you even had a porn channel for one of those minors.
I have my words. I regret the Ben Crusade. That was me, like, kind of falling.
You regret the Ben Crusade because it fucking came back around and smacked you right in the face. That's why.
Into this is like the moment that Ben drama was the moment when I started to turn right. That was like the first step when which my behavior started to turn around.
That's real
Because,
convenient.
Do you know who Minty Shit is? Like, I know her as Mineral Garbage. You may know her as Minty Shit.
I do know.
She was like, you do know?
Yes.
Okay. She approached to me a while ago, and we had a very long conversation, and I regret the Ben shit because that was me being like overtly like zealous and like sure in my ideas and like.
No, you were like blatantly hypocritical. What the fuck you mean overzealous and sure in your principles? There was no principles here. You just saw a dog pile and wanted to join in. It's that simple. There was no principles in this at all. You're a hypocrite. You're a fucking blatant hypocrite. Literally, as the time as the Ben shit was going on, you people were fucking encouraging Slimmers to be sexual. What the fuck are you talking about?
What I thought was what, when in reality I didn't.
Give me whiplash, yeah.
I was going along with like what other people were like being hyped up about, what other people were being like.
It's just complete delusion. I mean, Kara's always been known to be like obsessed with like attention and shit like that. So I wouldn't doubt to be like, oh, people are finally talking about me again. It's like they don't give a fuck if it's positive or not.
I was following the group mentality in essence, and
well, there you fucking go. Okay, now you stumbled into the correct fucking position. You weren't overzealous. Well, I mean, you were putting on a face of being overzealous. It wasn't out of principle. There was no principles involved in here. It was just, you just saw a dog pile and wanted to join in.
Making videos on like Ben being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And that Toby drama started. I stepped back. I was like, And they didn't like that I stepped back. They were like, they saw that, from what I remember, they saw that as betrayal because
I'm gonna assume it's a lie until proven
walked in,
otherwise,
and I was
because
like,
this person just
this
lies
shit's,
like they
like,
fucking breathe.
not worth it. Like, what am I doing? This is like, that was like the moment where I was like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Before then, it was shit that was like, the reason it like was a lie, like it continued and it was allowed, is because for me, that was normal. That was normal for my childhood. That was normal going into this, like going into being like a content creator.
It's just so stupid. Like, it does not excuse it at all. There are plenty of people who grew up in households in which they were groomed, and you know what? They didn't do what you did. How do you explain? Like, it does not. You're trying to explain the behavior. It doesn't explain it. It does not explain it. Okay. Fucked up shit happens to people as kids all the time. They don't grow up into sexualizing real fucking kids. They don't grow up into being fucking pedophilic, weird fucking sex freaks.
And that shit wasn't challenged for me. In fact, it was.
Watch the VAT video on topics if you have a chance. I'll get around to
this
it.
idea in my head that like, oh, like fucking people looking at porn. That's just like minors looking at porn. That's normal. Like that this shit happened.
Minors looking at porn is normal when it's by themselves and not being encouraged by adults. What the fuck are you talking about? This is just so stupid.
It's everywhere. Like, this is not a big deal. Because it was instilled in me young, and it continued through, and this was the point in which, and it was minty shit that like kind of put me on a different direction. And like I owe a lot to her for that. But this was like the point where I'm starting to challenge that like idea of like, okay, what the fuck?
They literally think they're smarter than they actually are. This is just Dunning-Kruger.
Like, I'm just listening. Like, at this time, I'm just listening to the people around me.
That's
I agree
cool.
with the fact that I think personally those who draw lolicon probably are pedophiles, but at the same time, my thing is just this: calling someone out for that, right? Which is
no, I'm in agreement.
It's just that you guys were actually actively putting children in harm's way by
it is a double standard.
Talking sexually, but like, why was that allowed?
It was allowed because it was normal for most of us. Well, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for the older people of the situation. I can't speak for Toby. I can't speak for Ziggy. I can't speak for Liddy. But for me, it was because I thought that shit was normal. And I hold guilt over the fact that, like, because I didn't think what was being allowed to happen was wrong, that it happened. Just because, like, I can give you the excuse of, like, oh, it was normalized. It still happened. That's still something I'm going to come forward and be like, wow, I'm sorry that I allowed that to happen. I'm sorry I did that. That is
allowed. You participated in it. Okay. It sounds like I'm fucking being very nitpicky, but you have to be nitpicky because letting this fucking piece of shit downplay a single fucking thing they did is just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, right? As soon as this stuff started getting fucking leaked, they did a legger, they ran, they hid from the consequences of their actions, they hid from accountability, and now all of a sudden they want to come back like a fucking they're an angel descending from the heavens, like I am now here to face the punishment of my crimes. Like fuck off, dude.
Me and Hoji have
you had to be chased. You had to be chased. People had to find you. Skulking in other people's fucking communities, doing the same fucking thing that you were doing in the FCK. People had to see that in order to fucking have this Discord call happen. Like,
in fact, like after the Akumu video, after like Akumu and like his lackeys like all like threw me in like a fucking octagon and like we like fucking yelled at them and I was like being a jackass. The next person I talked to after that was OG, and I was like, hey, I don't think I'm okay with the fact that you drew porn of me.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I'm sure that happened. No, that's totally believable. You, motherfucker, who was literally doing that to several fucking people, including minors, making porn of them and shit like that, or requesting people make porn of them. I specifically remember Nezzy Monster. Nezzy Monster had to tell you to stop doing that, and you were like, well, that happens to everybody. Well, big fucking deal, Nezzy Monster. Why don't you cry about it?
I don't think I'm okay with that anymore. And we
bull fucking shit, bro.
Talked about it, and we were like, yeah, let's just try to move on from it. That was
Impera. What the fuck is an Impera?
I agree. Like, like what was going on was like a double standard. But I
What
didn't
the
see it
fuck?
that way. I
Oh
saw
my
it as,
God,
like,
okay.
My friends were telling me, this guy draws this, therefore he's bad and a pedophile and all this, and I'm like, I'm also angry, so I'm gonna go chase after him too. And a lot of like, you know what? I'm just gonna like end it there. We'll let you
Yeah. Before you
Okay, I had another question, which is relating
dig
to
your fucking
swimmers.
before you fucking. I'm trying to think. Before the heel of your boot reaches the end of your fucking mouth or whatever.
Why was the slimmers not safe for work?
Because you're putting your
chat
foot in your
evening?
mouth. I don't know, dude.
Did you guys? Because my thing is this, right? You guys talked a lot about this Madame drama. You talked about how Madame put slimmers in danger, how they tried to exploit
What
them
the
as a
fuck?
young,
Okay, how the hell was I supposed to
artist,
dodge that?
and
What the
was
fuck?
a huge deal with every single person in that server. Like the fact that they were 15, they didn't have PayPal, they were put in harm's way. This big creator exploited them, and then when they joined that server with you guys, it devolves into like a sex den basically, where all kinds of degenerate porn is shared, and they have a whole dedicated not safe for work channel for them to post.
Wait,
porn.
what?
Like, I don't understand the logic behind that. So why did that come about? Where did that lack of like reasoning come from?
So let me pull my thoughts together real quick.
Yeah, let me think of a bullshit excuse. Real quick.
There was like a point, and this is gonna go back to when that happened, when like she drew the porn to me. That was the point when it happened.
Where does Toasty rank with Creeps? Creeps is worse because Creeps was 21 and he was grooming 12-year-olds. Like the age gap is just actually like completely inexcusable. With Toasty, it's like Toasty was like 19 around this fucking time. Toasty was reckless in that they would talk to anybody. I don't think it was targeted. Like I mean, well, it kind of was at certain points. They were like asking, like the porn bounty bullshit was happening. Would I call Toasty a predator? I would say yes. In the sense that they preyed on people's having weak boundaries or weak assertiveness of boundaries, and they would just like constantly be like try to get them engaging in their sexual shit. Regardless if they were minors or not. Toasty didn't seem to give a fuck otherwise. With Creeps, it's like that was like targeted grooming. That he did that to so many fucking girls. It's disgusting what this fucking freak did. Creeps, I would say, is slightly worse than Toasty. I'd bring up Kiro since given recent events AMC Plus doc. He's becoming relevant again. We're discussing predators who rebranded into VTubers. Yeah, exactly. Well, you say he's becoming relevant again. It's literally just because of this documentary. He hasn't posted in like 2 fucking years. Like,
she posted porn. I was like, hey, what the fuck? Don't do that. And she was like, oh, I'm gonna drop porn to your OC.
Show that happening.
When like she drew the porn to me. That was the point when it happened. And this is gonna go back to when that happened. When like she drew the porn to me. That was the point when it happened. She posted porn. I was like, hey, what the fuck? Don't do that. And she was
yeah, you sound real convincing. That's real convincing.
like, oh, I'm gonna drop porn to your OC. And I was like, and we got in VC, and I was like, oh, maybe don't do that. And then everyone around us was like I'm going over retread ground. But
this retard actually doesn't. No, I almost kind of believe them that they don't remember what they did in the FCK, because this is just. I cannot imagine Toasty doing this. I can't imagine Toasty saying this. Like, hey, don't sexualize me. Don't draw porn of my OC. You were a fucking sex-obsessed freak. It was constant. Everywhere you went was about sex. Constantly. And you did this to other people. You literally did this to other people. Like, how can you sit here and play victim?
She was very...
Also, just to call this out too, they are trying to obfuscate like a motherfucker right now. They're trying to take their actions and put it off to other people. It's like, well, Slimmers did that to me. Teddy did that to me. These things happened to me. I was groomed. Like, that doesn't change your actions at all. That doesn't change anything.
Me and her both have childhood.
It's just obfuscating.
And with childhood sexual trauma comes hypersexuality, and that normally
Not true. Not true. Not true. With childhood sexual trauma doesn't come with hypersexuality. It doesn't. It doesn't. It literally doesn't, because I have it and I'm not hypersexual.
Experience in your teens. I'm not saying this is a justification. I'm saying this as how this happened.
And I know someone's gonna bring it up. The bullshit, dude. It's a sex appeal, okay? The fucking femboy, the fucking model, okay? Bulge, it's sex appeal, okay? I actually have a remarkably low fucking libido. I've been a vol cell. Well, okay, there was that one time last year, okay? But I mean, at one point, I would say at one point, I definitely was like, hypersexual. But it was mainly around like 2020. No, not 2020. It was mainly around like 2021 to like 2023 when I was like hypersexual and shit. But that had nothing to do with my trauma as a child, because leading up to that, I was not a fucking gooner. I was not a fucking gooner around that fucking age, right? Like past whatever the fuck happened. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it started. I started being fucking hypersexual around 2021, 2023. Before that, I was not. Right? Childhood sexual trauma doesn't cause people to be hypersexual. All that depends on your libido.
Because the justification is, I wish it didn't happen. Like, if I could go back as an adult and be like, no, this isn't happening. This is why this isn't happening. This needs to stop. I would. I can't change the past, but I could wish it didn't happen. Either way, when I was there, everyone around us just being like, oh, this is so funny. This is like a gaffe, a goof, or whatever. And she was like, and they made like the art barn for her because at the time she had a very hypersexual personality.
The furry tubers, yeah.
And we bounced that off of each other because
it doesn't. It's just me. Like it's not out of like embarrassment. Because if I was afraid to be sexual and have people make fun of me, I would not be rocking the avatar that I'm rocking right now. I would not have made that the outfit of my fucking character. I genuinely could not give less of a fuck. It's just I'm not sexual. Like I'm not like a sexual fucking person.
It was
like overly. I mean, obviously there's fucking moments, right? Like everyone's gonna be sexual at one point in their fucking life, but it's not my personality. It's not
friendly thing that
just VTubers in general.
And that kind of
listen. It's no different from cleavage. If people can give their fucking titty female avatars
also, like Lucy has
cleavage, then I could give my fucking femboy avatar a bulge.
Bounced off her as well. It was just a thing that kind of bounced off of each other. To the point where, when there were adults, they didn't care. They didn't care that this was a thing that was happening. They didn't care to like step in and stop it, because the way they saw it is that it wasn't wrong. With the NSFW channel in particular, it was made for her at her request. Like, she had like, as far as
it was the minor's fault. She wanted it to happen. Slamurs wanted it to happen. She wanted, God, dude, this is irrelevant. This is entirely irrelevant. Whether or not Slimmers wanted or didn't want the NSFW chat doesn't fucking matter. Why are you calling attention to this? It doesn't fucking matter. She was a minor.
I'm gonna have to double check on that.
Show my balls. Yeah,
I don't know if she requested to have it made or if.
Oh, like, so you don't even know.
Someone had it made and then they were just like, okay, cool, this is a thing now. But just because she requested to have it made doesn't mean it should have been made. Like, I really do.
Wow, I'm glad we have the fucking glory of hindsight.
That stepped in and was like, this can't be allowed to happen. Well, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Wait, what?
Like, I really do fucking wish that there was someone that stepped in.
Yeah, maybe like an adult, which you were, and you were moral fagging about people sexualizing. You were moral fagging about people like Ben the Looney sexualizing children. If only people had the moral compass to realize that that was a wrong thing to happen. Wow.
And was like, this
Like, this doesn't make any... If you're going to give Ben the loony shit, then you should all head over to the fucking gallows and fucking hang yourselves. Because holy fucking shit, dude. You cannot be judging someone like Ben the fucking loony for drawing fucking Shotokan when you people were actively sexualizing people like Slumers and other fucking minors too. Like Teddy. You cannot be saying that. You cannot be saying that.
This can't be allowed to happen. Well, what the fuck are y'all doing?
I really wish somebody did. You could have. You just didn't care. Nobody cared. You didn't care.
And someone that we would like listen to, not like someone like within the group, not like.
And also, wait, I almost forgot. Also, when Teddy realized what was happening was wrong, you punished him for it. Make that make sense. You see what the fuck I mean? It's just obfuscating. It's completely fucking they're fucking lying. They're fucking lying here, dude. They're obvious. I don't, there's a word for what the fuck they're doing. It's like they're trying to make themselves sound more virtuous than they actually fucking were. And they're deliberately ignoring details and actions that they did at the time to make them sound bad. It's just lying. They're just lying.
We would have a reason to be like, because like when it came to Akumu, we had like a lot of reasons to be like, oh, this guy's just a troll. This guy is just like, he's just like creating drama. That's how we were able to easily ignore what he was saying. And like I do agree.
How would you tell them to stop being hypersexual? I mean, for me, it just got boring. Like for me, sex got boring. Like it's just the same shit. Like I had lost interest in it entirely, and my libido dropped. My libido fucking like took a fucking plummet, and I just like didn't crave sexual shit as much anymore. I don't fucking know, dude. If it's still a fucking problem, go take. There's drugs out there that will reduce your fucking libido. I mean, they clearly fucking need it. You clearly can't fucking control yourself, so you clearly fucking need it. Go get fucking on some libido reducing drugs and shit, dude.
I just wish it was more targeted and concise so that we couldn't easily ignore it.
Lagavert? Yeah, I know of Lagavert.
He didn't like focus on the point that needed to be made. And again,
Lagavert's like the only like furry related YouTuber that I like follow.
He was young. He was a teenager. Shit happens. But a lot of it was just for the teenagers, it was normalized, and then most of them didn't get the opportunity.
Normalized by who? It's almost like there were adults there that were encouraging this activity to happen.
To break that normalization. For the adults, they just did not give a fuck. They just did not care.
That also includes you. I hope you realize.
Okay. Does that adequately answer your question?
I still have a few parts that I'm confused about, but I'll ask one more, and then Yen can like continue a little bit. But I wanted to ask about the whole Slimmers thing, right? There's you're telling, so just to clarify, you're telling me that the first Not Safe for Work art that was shared of you, like fan art, was made by Slimmers, and you felt uncomfortable by it, but you felt like everybody was saying it's okay, so you allowed it, and you just went with it, right?
Fucking shit.
Yeah. And
please bring up the Nazi shit.
I was like, I guess this is normal, so I just kind of fell into that false sense of security. But yes, and like when she posted it, and then
it's like this dumbass really just doesn't remember what they did. They have no idea. They didn't watch any of the videos covering the FCK to refresh their brain on like what exactly did I do in the FCK. They didn't do that. They literally have no idea. It's like, dude, you literally did this to other people. What the fuck? How are you gonna sit here and say I'm repeating myself?
I was excited. I think that's true. Like I didn't put my foot down as hard as I should have.
Executed
The reason why I'm having trouble believing or really taking that at face value is because I have multiple, countless instances of you asking Slimmers to draw Not Safe for Work artwork.
Thank you, Thuman.
For you,
holy
of your
fuck.
Characters, of other people's characters.
Yeah, let's hear the excuse for this.
Server. So what's that all about? If you felt like uncomfortable by this,
it was initial.
Okay.
I was initially uncomfortable, but then I started actively encouraging it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
With it after that.
Instantly became comfortable with it and started actively encouraging it to happen.
I'm talking about an initial reaction where I'm
to an invasive degree, might I add. You were putting porn bounties on people's heads in the server. and demanding people make pornography of other people without their consent.
Easy about it, and then eased into being like, oh, this isn't a big deal. This is actually like fine and normal. So I didn't care.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, your actions fall in line with that.
Contact, I was like uneasy about it.
Okay, and then
it was
okay.
normalized.
Yeah, you felt okay.
Yeah.
To constantly.
This is like Hitler saying, you know, I was really bothered with anti-Semitism at the start of everything.
Draw you more.
Like at the start, it was really like bothering me.
At the time, like I've said this in extensive detail, normalized. And like at the time, I saw the age gap as small. I was like, okay, she's comfortable with it, and I'm comfortable.
With some lures, it's like
three.
It's like a 3-year age gap.
Small, and I'm not using this to. This is just how I thought at the time. I'm not saying this is how I think.
Which in a vacuum, a 19-year-old engaging sexually with a 16-year-old in a vacuum, I honestly don't care. I honestly don't give a fuck about that. It's a 3-year age gap. That's nothing, right? 4-year age gap is where usually like the fucking line is drawn. It's like, okay, that's like too fucking far, and that's what it was with Teddy.
And I was saying like, what was going on in my head was just being like, I don't see an issue with this because there's consent, and if you want to talk legality. Like,
But here's the thing too. A lot of the times it wasn't actual consent. A lot of the times you were unconsensually sexualizing other people. So what the fuck?
Like, Slimmers is capable of consenting to me, like at any point in my relationship. But
no, they're not. They're a minor. They actually can't legally consent. So I wouldn't say you're a pedophile in a vacuum for Slimmers. I would not say you're a pedophile for that. Nor should I think there be any legal repercussions necessarily. I do think it was gross and inappropriate what you fucking did and how you were normalizing pornography to Slimmers, which comes with a litany of fucking problems when you're normalizing pornography and you're normalizing sexual conversations with technical adults at her fucking age. That can pose a lot of fucking problems, right? I wouldn't expect an 18-year-old to necessarily recognize that because they're still in the process of growing up, but it's like, I say I don't give a fuck, but I would discourage that from happening. I would discourage it, right? I would say that shouldn't be happening, right? But I'm not going to go, we need to hang Toasty Vanilla for having inappropriate conversations with Slimmers. It's like, 3-year age gap. I don't fucking care. But either fucking way, dude. What the fuck? What the hell was I going to
I don't want to talk about legality.
Oh, legality? No, it's Slimmers cannot legally consent. They're 16 years old. They legally cannot. Okay? You're speaking in terms of legality, they legally cannot. Okay? And then you're saying, well, Slimmers can consent to what I did. No, they actually can't. But what makes it okay is the age gap. It's like there's only a 3-year age gap, right? Kids can't fucking consent. Period. Age gap regardless, they can't. But like obviously we're not going to treat an 18-year-old having sex with a 17-year-old as the same thing as a 17 or as a like 30-year-old having sex with a 17-year-old, right? Obviously those are very fucking different things, right? Because there's a lot more different dynamics. Like an 18-year-old is close enough to a 17-year-old in which it's negligible. 17-year-old can't consent, but it's negligible. It's negligible because the age gap is just nothing, right?
In my head, I was like,
you did bring it up.
I know, I did bring it up, but
they consented basically. I would still say no. Oh, can't. Okay, they can't argue. Yeah, they can't.
Don't you think that's if you have to bring up legality, you know there's something wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying there isn't. I'm saying like we're in agreement. I just want to be clear.
Wait, what?
You're right. That was a bit of an argumentative slip, though.
A Freudian slip, if you will. A Freudian slip. Oh, a little Freudian there. A little Freudian slip. A little Freudian slip and slide.
Nobody thought that this is wrong.
No, not until like, well, as far as I remember, no, not until I guess that Nezzy thing happened.
Oh, so you do know about the Nezzy thing. Oh, wait, so it's not that you don't remember, it's that you were just hoping no one would bring it up.
A couple of questions, Yen, or should I continue?
There's just a few small points I've picked up, and that's more how you say how like you want originally. You were like, oh, Slimmers is like this popular artist, you know. I want to, it's really cool by doing this artwork.
That's
still
That's a way of them mitigating their actions. Like, well, Slumers was the more popular one, and I wanted their attention. Well, that's why I'd like fuck off.
From what I've seen uncredited, showed the NSFW fan art that they did on one of your videos in the fan art page, the one where you've got Toast just covering the characters' private parts.
What I miss? It's a 2-hour interview. If this was a situation where a 17-year-old and 18-year-old were engaged in any sexual intercourse, I would condemn them. Oh, I wouldn't condemn them? Yeah, exactly. It's like completely negligible. Like, because here's the thing. For me, one of my exes, there was a 1 month difference between us. She was born in January of 2021, and I was born in December of 2000, right? So, like, that difference is negative. For 1 month, she was 17 and I was 18, right? If we did shit, that wouldn't, who fucking gives a fuck, right? Like, technically, like, in terms of principle, she is a minor. She cannot fucking consent, right? But it's a 1 month age gap. Like who fucking cares, right? Like it's completely negligible, right? I'm willing to give some leniency to even Toasty in that in a vacuum, engaging sexually with Slummers at 16 when you were fucking 19, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, three age difference. It's definitely pushing it. But it's like 3-year age gap. Like I think that's reasonable. Right? It's weird but here's the thing. Here's where the problems happen is that they weren't dating. And it was just Toasty normalizing sexual shit to Slummers at 16 years old, right? And I said earlier that this comes with a litany of problems because I feel like that opens up Pandora's box, right? Where now Slummers has porn shit normalized to them at 16 years old. So while Toasty might not be preying on them, an adult might. So Toasty being 18, let's say a 24-year-old starts talking sexual with Slummers. Well, Slummers is talking sexual to Toasty, who's technically an adult, right? 19 years old, an adult. So I mean, big fucking deal. Like in the mind of a 16-year-old, they're not gonna process that as something that shouldn't be happening. It's like, well, I'm talking to Toasty, and that's perfectly fucking fine. So I think it would be fine if I talked to this 24-year-old, right? Like that's where the fucking problem happens, right?
It's bizarre.
Yeah, I can agree.
Completely different story.
That logic, and you're doing it like I don't understand. And then you have people like, and I know we're gonna mainly focus on them towards the end of this, but I'm just gonna bring them up here because I have to. Teddy doing the thumbnail for your very sexually charged videos that you did on your channel. Did you not feel like this?
Don't remember. Say it.
To do.
Can you bring up the sexually charged video in question?
For example, the Fuchsia Butters Discord server mod video that you did, where they did the thumbnail for it.
I cannot believe they walked into this fucking interview, or rather interrogation. I cannot believe they walked into this interrogation and didn't watch Yen's video on them. You are beyond retarded. You are like beyond stupid.
God, I do not remember.
I just don't remember. Ooh, I'm so ditzy. I don't remember. Wow.
I did that. I remember bribing a mod and I threw something in the announcement channel.
It's about, hey, having to say this. It's about the one to do with you want the Yushka taking away license to come. That video, the one that you did. But either way, you had Teddy do the thumbnail for that video, and you showed off Slummers' sexual artwork and part of the fan art section. Do you have anything to say on that part at all?
Hold on, let me process some of the things you said.
Yeah.
So it's part of the content in that video is Lucy has. Can you expand on that a little bit? I just want a full understanding of
So
like.
you wanted to go into the Discord server to change one of the server rules by bribing one of the moderators so that your channel was promoted in the server as one of the server rules. There was an end gag at the video where you say, where there's a rule in future server about like taking away someone's license to come, It was just overall very so.
By the way, minors were also in Fuchsia Butters server, just to be clear.
Charles video where you say something
And Fuchsia Butters is like late 20s.
like, "Here I am, come in my balls" and stuff like that in that throughout the whole video, and you get Eddie to do the thumbnail for this video.
Unconsented sex with a minor.
Let me think.
I mean, well, you say unconsented. Yeah, the rape. Obviously, the rape is the worst part. Like, but yeah, like, no, yeah. But the age gap between Cameron and God, I forgot her name. I'm not following the situation enough, dude. I'm already occupied with the fucking ACC glub shitters. I can't remember the fucking names of the girls involved, but like Jelly, yeah, with Jelly, the age gap, I don't care, but like he sounds like he raped her. He sounds like he like raped her, dude.
Get my words together.
That's fucked.
I probably just didn't put two and two together. Again, like retreading the same ground. Shit was normalized. When it comes to like the art, I can't say for certain, but like I probably thought of it as like, oh, it's censored, so like who cares? Again, just
That's just the mindset. Like, God, how revealing. It's just like, it's censored. Who fucking cares? Who cares?
talking about my mindset back then, was more like just do whatever the fuck like I want. I can't give you anything more than I've already given you. Like that's just was something that just didn't cross my mind. Just did not. I just did not think about. But like if it's something I need to apologize for, like that's fine.
If it's something I need to apologize for, like if I need to get out of this situation, please let me know.
You're okay to continue now, Freeman.
Okay, thank you. So I want to talk about Zach again. So just to confirm, you're saying that you did not know Zach's age until the FCK story was shared last year.
And then Zach was a.
Am I about to get like a screenshot pulled on me? Because that is like the.
Oh my fucking god! They're like shit in their pants. They're like, oh my god, wait, please don't tell me there's a screenshot.
Last year.
Am I about to get like a screenshot pulled on me? Because that is like the way that's how I experienced it when like I was viewing it a year ago.
I have evidence that you knew Zeph was a minor.
Well, there you
Can I see
go.
it?
Absolutely.
Like, wait, are we talking about his specific age or just that he was a minor?
The fact that he was a minor.
Because I did state before, I thought he was around our age. Like,
Well, he wasn't because he was a minor, right? You were 19.
I knew he was in the like this teenager age range. I just didn't know he was that young.
If you had
Then maybe
known
don't.
Zach's age, would that have changed anything? Do you think that would have at all changed how you interacted with them? given
Hell
the
the
fact that you
fuck
had
no.
already interacted
Hell the fuck
with
no.
minors?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
Way?
You
If you want
don't
me to be completely
know?
honest with you, I don't know. Genuinely,
Somehow I feel like that's a worse answer than straight up no. I feel like that's a worse answer. I don't know. I don't know if I could control myself around a 12-year-old. Like Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit.
I am not capable of putting myself back into the way I thought in that point in time to answer such a specific question.
Yeah, I shared the screenshot here. You guys were having a conversation, and the deleted user is Zach. And you even mentioned there, like, Zach, look what you started. And then you mentioned that 2 minors are ganging up on you and that this is revenge lolly rape. And
yeah.
is saying,
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Joking about these minors getting up as revenge lolly rape. Wow, that's
we're
normal.
having a conversation, and the deleted user is Zach. And you even mentioned there, like, Zach, look what you started. And then you mentioned that 2 minors are ganging up on you and that this is revenge lolly rape. And
yeah.
is saying,
If you were under the impression that Zach was around your age, why would you refer to them as a lolly?
we're fucking the adults now, and then you continue the bit, and it goes into like you talking about like looting lollies. So this like proves to me that you knew that they were under the age of 18. So if you had an inkling that they were around your age, that doesn't really make sense because you were an adult at the time.
when I said that I knew they were around my age, I'm putting them in the between like the 15 and 18.
Beyond
age
Doodle's
range,
good.
Like Slimmers' age range. That's what I thought.
So 16. So around Slimmers' age? Yeah, so it could be lower than Slimmers' age. And that never crossed your fucking mind?
If I and like I've asked that question to myself before, like if I knew would things have been different? I don't know. I don't fully understand all the ways in which I thought back then because I've buried it in my head. It's not something I'm proud of. I genuinely, if I knew he was 12, I don't know how I would have reacted. It could have gone. It could go either way. It could have stopped.
Could have gone either way. Like a giant meteor could have came out of the sky and killed everyone before I could groom them. Like
hold on,
anything could happen.
Or it could have been like, oh, what the fuck? Okay. But Zach had this friend called Snailyu. And whilst I want to preface, I did not have any interest in them, and I wasn't trying to like do anything with them.
It didn't seem like it, but you obviously did not give a single shit who you were talking to. You wanted to talk to people sexually so you could get off to it. But it's like so obvious.
I still joked with them in a really inappropriate way, and I don't like that I did that. And I've heard the excuses from like other people I've talked to that seen this about my behavior, being like, oh, well, they were kind of like egging you on, or oh, like it's just crazy.
When Toasty's saying this is literally what they're thinking. Like this is what they were thinking. the invisible imaginary people that were thinking that were unironically defending your fucking actions because you were being egged on by the minors. Yeah, that obviously is not the fucking case. That's what you were thinking.
I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with like the things I said to her. And like, if I could apologize, I hope she's okay. And
if I could apologize,
did not have like any.
You could have if you stayed and took accountability for your actions.
Broader interactions with the server outside of like.
I don't even know where the fuck
days.
Teddy and
I'm genuinely like I'm glad like
the other guy is at.
And God, fuck, if you're gonna like break my brain if you like throw some curveball at me that they actually did continue to interact with the server. But as far as I'm aware, they only interacted with it before it was the Fruitcake Club. I feel weird about like the things I said to her, and I hope she's okay. I hope she grew up fine. I hope that like I'm like sorry that like I
genuinely
because like that
you can tell it's genuine because they say it.
What
it
the
is.
Fuck was I thinking?
I wanted
What
to
the
ask
shit,
about
man?
Snailyu, now that
What was
we're
I
on that
thinking?
topic. Were you aware that they were 13 when they joined the server?
Oh yeah, I was. Well, at some point I was. When I was joking with them, I was.
Then why did you flirt with them?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I
don't know. If only there was a paraphilia that described that action. Wait,
oh
what?
yeah,
Hold on.
Well, at some point I was. When I was joking with them, I was.
Then why did you flirt with them?
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I can't give you a straight answer. It puzzles me. I don't know why I did that.
Don't know why. It vexes me.
Weird.
Talk extremely sexually with them or around them when they were 13.
Yeah,
oh my god, this fucking
Even
bitch
if we
keeps putting
go
up a
to
shield. I'm gonna
legalities,
lose
which was
it.
brought up before. That would be like an actual case right there. Though
Yeah,
nothing ended up happening, but it is very predatory behavior, in my opinion.
No, it's concerning. I know it's.
No,
concerning.
it's predatory. It's not just
People
concerning, it's
say that,
predatory.
oh,
Use that
they were egging
verbiage.
you on. I don't see any of that in the screenshots, and I looked through all of the Snailyu logs in the FCK server, and a lot of the times it was you who started the conversation, and it ended very weirdly. Or
During this shit, yeah.
They were just vibing in the background and kind of answering what you guys were doing. So if you guys were spamming TDs, they would like add to that. They would do that too, and most of it pretty much started.
Because they want your approval because you're the
that
fucking
when they
older
said,
people.
like, when I heard
That's how it
someone say,
works.
oh, hey, they're egging you on. They're referring to being like, oh, that's legal, but I've done worse. Oh, I'd have to tell my harem about it. Like, kind of like engaging with it. But even then, I don't like that it happened. Even then, like you're
That's
right,
great
it's
that you feel
weird
that way
fucking
now. It's a bit too late
I
for that,
don't like
stupid
it
fuck.
happened. Like I look back at it and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, why did I do this? And I didn't even remember that I did it. And
Dude,
like,
you know who Toasty is? You know who Toasty is? It's gonna be so fucking funny, dude. Oh my god, please load. What the fuck is wrong with YouTube? Why is it not loading? This is Toasty.
Why did you make me do this?
Why did you make me groom these? Why did you make me groom you? I'm so stupid.
Obviously, I don't have an interest in. I'm not attempting to have any kind of relationship with them, but like, I don't like that.
Well, most pedophiles actually aren't interested in having a relationship with their victims, so that actually kind of fits the bill.
Around like that, like I don't like that. I don't like it. Right?
Believe it or
Like,
not,
if I could apologize to them, I would. But like, I'm assuming they don't want to hear anything from me.
like I might be wrong on this, but I think when people say pedophiles have a sexual attraction to children, it's kind of a misnomer. It's not a typical sexual attraction, because usually people, when you have a sexual attraction to someone, you also tend to share romantic feelings for that person too. Pedophiles don't. It's just strictly like a sexual thing, right? Or it's not when people say it's a sexual attraction, it's not the typical sense of a sexual attraction, right? You would date people that you were sexually attracted to. A pedophile wouldn't, right? Even in a world in which they could get away with it, they fucking wouldn't, right? It is just for sex. That is just the only fucking thing that they're interested in. And it's because children are manipulative. They're not they're manipulatable. You could get them to do whatever the fuck you want if you dangle the right fucking keys in front of their face, right? Like, that's why pedophiles target kids, because they're fucking easy to fucking groom and manipulate.
I'm sure they don't want any
They don't want anything to do with this whole thing. They're still, in fact, still a
That's why they have they see like the innocence as something to be corrupted and shit like that. That's why they like seeing that, and they fetishize the innocence, is because they know they can corrupt it. They enjoy corrupting that.
And like, I'm sorry about that. Like,
I think I could be wrong, but like that's like.
I hope they're okay. I can't. There's only so much I could give to it. Like, that's all I can say about it. Like, there's only so much I can give you, when in terms of this.
So I asked some of the other people. I talked to specifically to Doodle, Toast, and Ezzy, and I asked them if they knew Snellu's age while they were in the server. They didn't. But they said that if they had known that such a young person was in there, they would definitely not have conducted themselves the way they did, right?
Bullshit. Susie would not give a fuck.
The difference here is that you knew, but you still.
Neither did Nezzy. Nezzy knew. Nezzy didn't give a fuck. Nezzy knew Slimmers, the whole Slimmers thing. Nezzy would not fucking conduct themselves differently.
Extremely fetishized content and porn, even after knowing that they were in the server. So
I forgot about them. Like, they exited my brain as soon as they entered. The fact that like I didn't even like remember that this even happened until it got brought back up, like I forgot. Like, and like, sure, there's probably like an overlap where I did remember and I still conducted myself in that way, but I'm not proud of it.
I probably I forgot, but if there was a point in which I knew, I probably forgot or whatever. Wait, what was the phrasing?
Like, I forgot. Like, and like, sure, there's probably like an overlap where I did remember and I still.
There's probably an overlap where I may have actually remembered it, and I just don't care.
Conducted myself in that way, but I'm not proud of it. Like, ultimately, this is just something I want to like get off my chest, and like.
It is not about you, dude. This fucking part, this tangent into playing victim is just, oh my fucking god. It's like, well, the reason why I'm here is because I need to get this off my chest. And I just want to move on from this, right? They say this unironically.
This is just something I want to like get off my chest and like move clean from.
Move clean from.
So you say that, but my question is,
it's not about you, cunt. It's about the people that you were grooming. Holy fuck.
Would you have ever even talked about this?
It's been like almost 2 fucking years and they don't get it. They still don't get it.
If it wasn't brought up publicly.
Complete sociopath.
I didn't even remember it happened. I didn't even remember it.
Didn't even remember the FCK shit happened.
So no.
So why would the timeline doesn't make any sense? If you don't even remember some of this shit happened, how would you need to get this off your chest? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're even in this call not recalling basic simple fucking facts about the FCK leaks. How would you need to get that off your chest if you don't even fucking remember? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't realize this was even a thing until it
What the fuck does that even mean?
when I think back, because I remember there's like a period of time where like I still thought about shit, and when,
at
like,
one
during
point
the,
they
like,
did
the points in
remember.
time when I would like think back on my past, it was mostly like.
So you did remember.
Hey, I don't like what Peaches did. Hey, I don't. This is it was more into like my relationships with other people, and then when it came to like
Compared to grooming, that's kind of what it was.
I
Yeah.
only started making content like I guess a year ago, and it was mostly for other people. To some of them, I told them like, "Hey, this is the thing that happened in my past." I didn't go into like,
Yeah, and you lied about it. It's
but I still
obvious. It
told
is
them-
so obvious. It is so obvious. You lied about it, dude. Listen to this shit.
I guess a year ago, and it was mostly for other people. To some of them, I told them like, "Hey, this is the thing that happened in my past." I didn't go into like
He's talking about the VTuber people.
crazy detail, but
I didn't go into crazy detail. I might have left out very, very pertinent details that I'm pretending to have not remembered in this fucking call. But I tried to be honest with them as much as possible while simultaneously saying that I was groomed and super fucking raped. And that's why this happened, to make them feel bad for me and make them look like fucking retards, right? If I was that friend, if I was that fucking VTuber friend, I would be so fucking livid with Toasty. I'm like, I cannot believe you fucking lied to me and made me defend you and make me look like a dumbass. Make me look like a complete fucking retard because I didn't fucking watch a 9-hour fucking video going over your whole entire fucking controversy.
I still told them this is like, I was a different person back then, and it was kind of weird. But when I, like, during those, like, interlude periods, it was very, like, my memory was only focused on, like, 2 people, essentially. When I thought back on FCK, it was like, oh, some funny shit happened in there. And
Some
that
funny
was-
shit, yeah.
and I guess, like
I guess some grooming happened too, but
because it was just a server that died down.
don't
And,
really
like,
remember
revisit
that.
it, like a year and be like, okay, it's still here, whatever, and I walk away.
I'm just gonna ask straight up. Are you a lolicon?
No, I don't
Bullshit.
even, like consume porn that much.
Bullshit. Bull fucking
No.
shit, dude.
Do you consider yourself to be a pedophile?
No.
What about a groomer?
100%.
No.
Can you see how
Just
a lot of
dumb.
these things that
Just dumb. You don't consider yourself a groomer despite normalizing sexual shit to minors, multiple minors. You're a groomer. And I'm not even talking about Slimmers. I'm talking about fucking Teddy. And I'm talking about the other fucking kid too, the fucking Zach guy. And there's also many other fucking minors too.
I just mentioned can be titles attached to your name due to your behavior in the server.
Yes.
You posted a lot of zoophilia art in the server, and you tagged people into it. You posted a lot of lolicon art that you criticized later Bentaluni for. You also talked sexually in front and with minors in the server. I think personally, you being
It's
called
like
out is
definitionally a
completely
groomer.
fair, and I don't know if that is something that you can just explain away. Like, who does? Like, I don't understand who does that.
I don't think if you sat Toasty down with a therapist or whatever the fuck, I don't think Toasty would be diagnosed a pedophile because they didn't care. Pedophiles specifically target minors. Toasty didn't give a fuck. Toasty did not give a fuck. But they do have a habit of. I mean, well, hold on. The freak. Well, actually, no. They talk about the lolicon stuff. No, you are sexualized. You're probably a pedophile. Just off of that alone, just for the lolicon and shit. But in terms of like their actions with other people, it looks like Toasty just did not give a fuck, right? Toasty wasn't seeking out younger people. They were just there, and it's like, well, I was doing this as a kid, so that must be perfectly fucking fine. They just didn't care. They just didn't give a shit.
It never occurred to me even to post porn around even someone 2 years younger than me, let alone 5. And
They're more of a
excuse
pedophile
I
for the
was 18
lolicon than
when people
anything else.
brought this to your attention before, like Akumi. It's just
Like
I
when
just
we're
don't
talking,
personally-
like colloquially, if people called Toasty a fucking pedophile, just to be clear, colloquially speaking, yeah, pedophile for the grooming that happened in that fucking Discord server. But I'm talking about like getting diagnosed, like officially diagnosed pedophile. No, probably not. For the grooming, but like the. I mean, I suppose I don't know, dude. It's fucking weird. I don't know how much Toasty posted about fucking lolicon and shit in the server, but just based off of that, they're more likely to be a pedophile based off of that than the
see
server.
that as like an explanation to it.
By this point, you had been educated, you had been through school, sex education was a thing, you were informed of it. The dangers of online predation would have been taught in school as a class.
And you
True.
seem-
As a
you
kid,
have
too.
been like self-aware, where you were like, "Oh, I'm getting arrested.
Joking about
Oh,
it,
I
yep,
shouldn't be
joking
talking
about
to
it.
minors. Oh, I'm already
Yep.
18. This shouldn't be happening. This is a guilty pleasure. This is a rape. This is a lolly reverse rape." It's like you're sexualizing it. So I don't know. You might say it's all edgy humor, but I'm having a really hard time just taking that as face value.
There is one more point, just to add on to that before you respond. It wasn't just within the FCK server. I'm sure we'll go into your own server, but from what I've seen, from the Timework server, when you were in it in 2020,
They were doing the same fucking shit in the VTubing server, and there were minors in there, and it was against the rules to do it, and you got a fucking pass.
would consistently bring up, not consistently, but at parts you would bring up sexual topics, like asking for people's age of consent, breaking up futanari. That server is the most safest looking server in the entire world, due to its content behind it being so generic and so family.
They allowed minors in that fucking server, and it's like NSFW was banned. But for some reason, they were given a pass. It's ridiculous.
You were at points warned by other staff that there were minors, and then as soon as the mother moderator walked away, you said, "Yeah, but I still really like futa." So it goes further than just a space where this is an enabled behavior. This goes out to a much more public sense.
You did bring that up. Huh.
Huh.
I don't even think I remembered I did that. But like,
Dude, the ACC's favorite line of defense is "I don't remember." They love saying that,
What
dude.
is your response to people putting these titles on you?
At some point, I stopped. At some point,
That's not answering the
I kind of
question.
realized that like a lot of my behavior was really like it was self-destructive and dangerous.
Oh, there we go. Victimize me. It's about me.
This now, like I don't fuck around with it. Like
When you
I
say
don't.
self-destructive, what do you mean? Do you mean pertaining to yourself?
Myself and the people around me. Like this isn't just a me thing. This was like I essentially like broke myself.
I need to find a good pause point.
By just being like there, by like interacting with like in the way that I did. I didn't know I did that in the Timework server. Because I remember.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a pause point, because I do still want to go on I still want to go on fucking whatchamacallit on VR chat and get drunk and shit.
Really caring about like there was a change in mindset at some.
And I might stream on Twitch. I might stream that on Twitch. I might. I don't know. It really depends. Like, fucking.
Some point.
It can be very, very risky
was, like,
because people do and say stupid shit. And plus, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It feels weird going into like a public space and live stream. I don't know. It feels a little invasive.
I did that, and in which I was like, oh, there's a lot of kids in here. I need to like really make sure that like nothing crazy happens in here, because I
So bullshit. I don't
remember that
believe
mindset
it.
change. And I remember it being like a point in time in which I still kind of interacted in that server.
Why did you sexually harass almost everyone around you?
Can you go into more detail?
Do you not remember?
Monster said to me that when I interviewed them, that their first interaction with you was you asking their bra size, and that they were very much taken aback by that because it was their first introduction to you. You've also multiple times drawn or asked someone to draw futanari-fied characters of other people's OCs. For example, you created a futanari
Back to
version
PC,
of, Mad Libs.
Because I need to stay awake.
What futanari is, you basically made
Because after I get drunk, I get a little tired and I sleep and I fuck up my schedule because I'm supposed to be awake during the night for my night shift, right? So I need to like force myself to stay awake.
gave them a dick, basically, which is like a sexual fetish thing.
Mhm.
Well, and if I look back on the logs, there were situations where out of nowhere you would just bring up sexual topics. As well as when I asked and interviewed the minors that were present in the server, they said that you would consistently, if not exclusively, talk about sex, teach them about masturbation. You had server rules that people had to tell if they're a virgin or not.
Oh my god, that shit was so weird. No, I do remember that.
Then why the fuck did you do it?
Yes, and then you would talk about your sex life. You would talk to them about them losing their virginity. There was also server roles for people who had big titties and those who had small titties, and one of the minors was given the small titty role. Just a lot of inappropriate content like that absolutely should not be okay, especially when there are minors present. Like, it's so important for us to like realize there is a power dynamic here. At that time, you were a respectable creator, even though you didn't have a lot, like a big platform. You were still that guy or that person, and you were one of the reasons and one of the pillars holding up the FCK group. And kind of when you left is when things fell through and it didn't stick together. So there's a lot of responsibility that falls on you, and I feel like you took advantage of that and the kids that were there.
I have two things to say about that. Because when you want to say that like I'm a pedophile or I'm a groomer, you're saying that my intention was to get something sexually out of it.
Yes. That is like obvious. Why the fuck else would you be such a fucking high libido degenerate?
The reality is I didn't have impulse control.
Over your sexual impulses, yes. Because it was sexual. Because you wanted to get off. That's why you were jerking off in the fucking Discord server. That's why you were talking about finishing in the other Discord server. That's why you were asking people to make porn of other fucking people so that you can jerk off to. And that's why you were holding on to those images. Even when people were telling you, can you please not do that? Can you please not hold on to those images? You were bragging about holding on to those images because you get off to it.
And I wasn't attention. I wanted attention.
You're retarded.
And I just did not have any sense of impulse control. So anything I just thought, I just said. And that's like that just blunt.
The love of the game, yeah, it's grooming out of the love of the game, yeah.
Had like intention to like sexually take advantage of someone like for my own pleasure.
I want to test the storm bolter. Actually, I could do it
I'm
this
pretty sure it would
way.
have been brought up by now that there would be like a genuine advance that was like me like making a sexual advance towards someone to get something that I want.
Yeah,
And
sexual satisfaction. It's that simple. It's that simple. The end goal can be as simple. The grooming can be the end goal as simply as I want to dance around a sexual conversation with a kid and fucking jerk off to it and get off, right? Like that. It can be as simple as that. It doesn't need to result in like I need to meet this minor and fucking rape them or whatever the fuck. It doesn't need to result in that. Okay, grooming, it can be as simple as just having the conversation. That can be enough for a pedophile to get off.
My point before everyone goes into theirs would be, for example, as simple as the way you would go about utilizing the Santi Cheeks Gynex Cockfort image, where you would specifically ask Slummers, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but specifically to say the name before you would say the image. Send the image. It was intentional requesting them to say it before you presented the image before them. That could be an example of that.
Why is it triggering?
Requesting that people engage in this sexual topic.
I'm trying to use my shit.
In return of you sending something sexual. That would be one.
You're saying that like. So let me clarify real quick. So you're saying when it came to the fucking Sandy fucking image, Hoji basically being like saying the name and then I give that over is like an example of that?
Yes.
It would be.
It's a bit. I don't agree.
The bit, dude. I hate this. It was a bit. It was a bit. The asking Teddy and Slummers to say the name of the image out loud, to say what it is out loud, to pressure them into doing that, to playing along with your sick perverted fucking game. Is a bit
like
okay.
Because I've never really felt any like romantic or sexual attraction to her.
You don't need to. Most pedophiles don't.
We joked with each other sexually a lot, and we talked about sexual topics. That's the thing that we did. How do I say it? But like to say that like I'm looking to like get nudes or like get some sort of sexual action.
Nobody made that accusation. It's so stupid. You're punching the air. You're punching. No one accused you of that. People are accusing you of doing things that we have screenshots of you fucking doing, dumbass.
For attention. that is like the underlying. That was my underlying motivation for like a lot of my behavior. Is just no impulse control. I would just say or do whatever, and then
Yeah, it's very weird how your way of getting attention is very specifically seeking out sexual engagements with many other people, even when they were telling you to stop doing it.
I want attention. And is that really fucking stupid and childish? Yes. And it fucking
No, it's just a lie.
It created a lot of this. I will admit.
Oh.
You know, Team Ancilia, right?
I don't want her brought up. I know what she said to you. I want her out.
So, in their community post, they said that a creator called Galaxy is okay saw what you had been through and brushed it off. Was everything shared with this person, or is this another case of not everything being told?
I don't know who this person is.
Interesting.
But like I talked to her and like I convinced her to like kind of. I've left her server. I convinced her to like. Well, someone else convinced her, and then we talked about it, and then we agreed that she should like not like what she said is kind of like it's a little bit of participation, and we kind of like she's changed her stance. How should I say this? I don't want.
How should I say this? She realized that I had lied to her stupid fucking face and made her look like a jackass. So she's changed her stance.
Her involved in this. I don't want her dragged into this. I don't want anyone else dragged into this other than me. Because I'm the only one that deserves to like have to suffer for this. I don't want. Like, I know people have said.
Let me see. Let me see the timestamps.
Dig. Like go tell them about this. I know. You didn't get the reactions that you were probably looking for, but I don't.
126.
I don't want to drag anyone else down with me. That's my point.
I think
that's the whole.
Between an aggressive response to realizing that your friend.
The next timestamp is like the final thoughts. 2:24:19. Like that's the next thing, or 2:34. Yeah, 2:34:19. 2:34:19. And I'm at an hour and 26. Like I'm probably just gonna pause it here. I'm gonna put a little pause here. An hour 26:22. Okay. And I'm going to end stream and like start another one on Twitch. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. And then maybe I could maybe cut it up. I'll cut it up. The next time I finish up the video, I'll do a little cut. Boom. Do a little cut net right now. Boom.